Hello and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. I am not one of your regular hosts, but my name is Alex, not Koba Moore, and I'm going to be bringing to you today a pretty incredible match of Boise State versus the Oregon State. We've got the Broncos versus the Beavers, and we are joined together in this Boise State Battleground Arena as we take a look around. We can see our stage, and joining me today is none other than Danny Applegate, and we'll be casting this game, at least to start out. We'll see where we go. And yeah, welcome to Boise State Channel. We're trying out some early dirt times. So, Danny, what are you looking forward to in this game?
I'm looking forward to this game a lot because I think that Oregon State's a really good R6 team, but I think Boise State's going to beat them. But I'm really interested to see the picks that are going to come out in today's game.
Yeah, we definitely see some really interesting and creative strategies from the Boise State team. We see Danny on the pulse, and we see a lot of roaming tactics used from Danny, and so that's really what I'm going to be looking out for in this match. We'll have to see if they decide to start out with kind of the Valkyrie or just kind of if they're starting on offense or defense. But as you can see here, we are seeing the Boise State Broncos versus the Oregon State Beavers coming in Rainbow Six Siege. Wow. Had a momentary pause there. But yeah, we've got a beautiful game coming up, and can't wait till we see it.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be really exciting, and we're going to have to see if Boise State can both attack very well and also set up their defenses in a way that Oregon State's not going to be able to get in.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what maps we're going to see here. I know we see a lot of Consulate, a lot of Villa. It'll be interesting to see what they kind of chose for. They just recently were able to show me a bit about what the picking and banning process is for these games, and it's a lot of, there's actually a separate client for it where they decide, like, okay, we're going to ban this map and we want this one, and just, it's a whole entire process that's very similar to the League of Legends pick ban phase of just how you decide what maps are going to play and who's going to start attacking and defending.
Yeah, I definitely think that the map ban and the ability to, ban out, different characters is something that's really important because it makes the team that you're playing, whether it's Boise State or Oregon State, really focus their channel into what they want to do, whether it's they want to ban out the maps or they want to ban out the characters.
Yeah, definitely. And it's always interesting to see as how they adapt throughout the series. Maybe game one, like a Montaigne is doing incredibly well. We've seen a lot of that from the Boise State team. And so then maybe Oregon State will adapt and take that out in the next games. We'll just have to see how their ability to adapt throughout the course of the series is.
Yeah, we hope Oregon State doesn't adapt because we want this to be a quick game.
That's always the hope, but we never know where it's going to go, and it looks like we're going to hop right into that. Looks like we're going into that first ban phase in Cafe. Boise State, the defenders, Oregon State on offense. Looks like as we're deciding who to ban first, Boise State is going to get rid of. That's Jackal. They're taking out Jackal. They want to focus on a bit more of a offensive. Jackal just kind of gets in the way sometimes, and it's a really strong hero or operator at this time, so they wanted to kind of take away some of Oregon State's options.
All right, let's see who Oregon State is going to be banning first. Jackal is a really strong operator right now, so I see why Boise State would want to ban him.
No, and speaking of, there's the Montaigne. Just no one has fun with those big riot shields coming through. Yeah, see Sherb calling it out. Like, yeah, he knows he was targeted right there. Montaigne's, it's something we see a lot of Boise State in the past, but we haven't seen as much Montaigne in this past year, so it's definitely fallen out of favor for them a little bit.
All right, now we see Oregon State banning Olime.
Yeah, we see him getting rid of that character operator. They're just trying to make a little more space. I know he's a fairly consistent defensive hero. Just allows for a lot more options and just zone control. But for this final ban, we'll have to see what defensive operator Boise State wants to get rid of. It looks like they're going to get rid of Maestro. All right, now that we've got all our bans, we'll have to see what they decide to pick. We've got plenty of options here. All right, looks like, yeah, here comes round one. You have to remember, it goes to 7 rounds until you're the winner. So first person to get to 7 or 8 if they have to win by 2 because of the overtime rules, but we'll have to see what happens when we get there. So it looks like Boise State's looking for the Jaeger, the Legion, Vigil, Cade, and Valkyrie.
Kevin, it looks like Oregon State's picking up the Ash, the Ace, and the Sledge. This will be an interesting composition between the two teams.
No, looks like we're going to get a few 6 picks right off the bat. We're going to swap the Thermite for the Thatcher, and we're getting a Malusi for Boise State. Looks like it's just hasn't fully locked it in. Okay, there is the Thatcher. The Thatcher's always an interesting character. He really likes to be able to deny some of the engage opportunities from the Boise State team.
Yes, exactly. All right, let's see what we got going on here. How Boise State setting up.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to start setting up just right above this A site. We see Danny placing some of his barriers, just kind of protecting that little hallway there. It'll be interesting to see where Danny decides to put down those grenade catching equipment that he has. It's always like such a key element. If you put it in the right spot, it's able to deny so much of the engage and scouting from the attacking team.
Yes, you got to have strong defenses in Rainbow Six.
5 seconds remaining.
And looks like he's going to put one right here. Looks like he's only got 2 of them, so you have to be fairly careful. And looks like we're just now getting into the start of the round. We'll have to see where Oregon State decides to attack from. Looks like they are coming from this western side. No flankers. Looks like they all are coming in from the same side, though. We do see Big Boy taking his drone out, doing a little bit more scouting, but just seeing all these placements and barriers, they can probably safely assume where these bombs are.
Yep, you got Oregon State moving in slowly into the building through that top window. Checking things out.
Yeah, we do see the drone coming in, scouting. I'm sure it sees Juco standing there waiting. But Juco decided against destroying the drone. Oh, it looks like Ultraset is going to take it out. They do have that wall electrocuted from Cade. Looks like he's going to look to electrocute the other as well. But oh, Sable gets the first elimination of the round. And Ultraset answers right back.
And then Oregon State gets another one, so it's a 3v4 right now. Oregon's got the upper hand currently.
Yeah, looks like, and looks like Raider's going to bring it back. Ultraset's got a double kill right off the start.
And it's down from a 2v2 now.
Yeah, this one's getting pretty close. Looks like Sherp pulls out an extra one. And it looks like it's finally up to Doggle on Oregon State. He's the last character alive. Have to see where he goes. He does have the diffuser right now, so I have to see what he decides to do with it.
Yeah, Boise State's got to play careful here. Even though they have the man advantage, they could still easily get picked off.
Yeah, he does have one drone. He can still do a bit of scouting, but it looks like he's still outside of the building. He's looking for his way in. We'll have to see if he's able to find it. He's peeking in over here. We do know that's where we had those equipment protected them there, but looks like he is going to make his way inside.
Yeah, slow, methodical gameplay from Oregon State right now.
Yeah, he still does have a full minute on his hands, so he definitely has a bit of time, but just has to make sure he makes use of it. And looks like he's right there. He's going to run into Ultraset, but Ultraset wins the gunfight, and Boise State is going to take that first round.
Yeah, Boise State were man down for a majority of that series, but they managed to pull it back with some double kills.
We'll have to see if Oregon State looks for any kind of change in this second round. Looks like so far they're looking fairly similar, sticking with the Ace, the Thatcher, and Zofia. Do see a Myra coming out from Boise State. Myra's always an interesting one. You can always send up windows that you can see through, but your opponent can't. Just gives you that extra edge for a bit more of scouting defensively. Looks like we'll have to see if any 6th picks come in. I do have 20 seconds to think about it. No, looks like we might get one. Yep, going back to that Cade. Ultraset is a big fan of that Cade. We've definitely seen him make great use of it. Especially if against this Ace, if he's able to time that electricity down perfectly, he's able to deny Ace's entry entirely.
Attackers need to locate.
And it looked like Oregon State did not elect to go for a 6th pick.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to stick with this, and so we'll have to see how Boise State is able to do on this top floor. Definitely. It's always interesting with how many different options there are for bomb placements on all of these maps. You have to have strategies. You have to have multiple strategies for each of these bomb sites. You have to just make sure you have all your corners covered. You know this map inside and out.
Yes, but Oregon State is going to know how to play this, and so is Boise State, so it'll be interesting to see into the second round how things go.
Yeah, definitely. See Juco placing out some of his little drone snaggers. And looks like we saw right there Fox had placed his mirror window, but we'll have to see what they decide to do with the start of this round. Looks like Oregon State's mostly coming from that same western side. They're going to start approaching that side of the building, but we'll have to take a look and see if they're able to enter a bit safely this time. Last time there was a bit of a bloodbath right at the start.
Yes, last round went right in for the kills from Oregon State. They obliterated Boise State early and unluckily lost the round because Boise State was just better planned for Oregon State's attack.
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty close to start. It was going back and forth, but Ultraset just able to pull out the triple kill right at the start was huge for Boise State. We'll have to keep our eye on him and see if he's able to continue making those good trades. Looks like Heckorator's going to get the first elimination once again, taking down JUCO right in this first minute of the round.
And we saw this last round as well, Oregon State taking the aggressive approach against Boise State and getting the man advantage.
Looks like they are just setting up, just kind of waiting for Oregon State. They feel comfortable in their current position. No one really wants to peek out and risk anything. They're just going to stay safe. I don't see too many roamers on the Boise State side. Ultraset's going to take a bit of shots. But looks like for the most part, just behind that mirror window, he's able to stay safe. Oh, looks like it gets peeked at from the side, but at the same time, Danny's able to find Big Boy and just even this out.
Yeah, but now we have a player on Boise State with minimal health. If he gets picked off, it'll go down to a man advantage for Oregon State once again.
Yeah, Ultras has to be careful, otherwise he'll just be taken down immediately. But it looks like Danny is just kind of having a standoff with these players. They're both on the other side of the wall, but they're both staring right at each other. I think they both know the general area. Found a drone, but it was able to knock that out. Looks like it was kind of denied by the mute.
Under a minute now on the clock.
Yeah, Oregon State's definitely going to have to start making some moves if they're going to make it onto the site. And so far, Oregon State just hasn't really found their way in. They're struggling to push through and actually get onto the site. But we'll have to see in this final 30 seconds if they're able to come up with some creative site to attack. Looks like Doggle's going to make his way over to that B-bomb.
Oh, Boise State gets the pick. Now have the man advantage.
They are planting, but he takes him down at the same time. And it looks like we're back to 2v2, but there's only 12 seconds left.
Attackers have recovered their
Yes, and Oregon State with a triple kill there is not what you want to see if you're Boise State.
They try and plant again, but there's just not enough time. And looks like that is going to be the second round in a row for Boise State.
Yeah, great job by Boise State of just holding Oregon off. You know, not peeking out and getting picked off.
It was impressive. Right at the end, we saw that Heckorator had gotten 4 of the eliminations of this round. Only needed 1 more, but they just weren't able to find it in time. They just spent a bit too long trying to decide which kind of attack path they were going to take.
Yeah, I think Oregon State was just way too slow there. They needed to have more time to get in onto the site and plant the bomb.
As we come into this one, looks like we're going to see similar things, but looks like we'll just bring out the Goyo. Always interesting to see what kind of things you can do with him. He gives you those explosive barriers that you can set down, but for the most part, I see a lot of them used more just defensively. I don't see them shot to create that ring of flames too often, but we'll have to see if Boise State decides to take advantage of that.
Locate and defuse bombs.
But as we go into this, looks like we didn't see any 6th picks, and we're just going to hop right into this 3rd round. See JUCO on his Mozzie getting ready. He's got 3 of those little drone capturers ready, so he's going to be looking to get a bit of an advantage, take some drones for himself, just place 1 there. We'll have to see if Oregon State's able to find a new way to enter.
Yeah, and this is Oregon's 2nd round in a row where they haven't elected to pick out a 6th pick, so we'll have to see how that goes for them.
It's definitely an interesting choice. I know a lot of times we see teams that'll 6th pick, but then they'll just stick with the same character. It just takes away some of the knowledge Boise State has. They're not really sure if they actually changed it or not.
Attacker's objective is to locate a
But
bomb.
Oregon State just has elected to avoid that entirely so far. But looks like they primarily do prefer just starting on this side of the map. Definitely does give you a bit more options. You can easily go to the north and south sides of the building. Well, if you are on the other side, you have to loop around the entire building. It takes a bit longer, so it makes sense.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Much quicker attack from Oregon State this round. They're getting in there.
Attackers bomb diffuser has
Already
been dropped.
going for
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
what is hopefully Boise State's defenses.
Ooh, but Sherb's able to get a nice pick onto Sweaty. That definitely makes it difficult losing an operator right at the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, now Boise State for the first time in this game have the man advantage over Oregon State.
Yeah, it's usually been Hecurator able to actually start these rounds out, so it's nice to see a bit of a change, even if it is not in Oregon State's favor. You see Fox opening up a few more opportunities, a few avenues where he can actually get a few picks. But for now, Oregon State's just staying on the roof, just kind of scouting out, figuring out where these bombs are.
Giving UC Boise State just for now holding their positions, making sure not to lose that man advantage.
Looks like we do see them just going back onto the roof. There's one right above Chubb. Oh, looks like he's able to knock down Sherb. We'll have to see if anyone's able to make it over there to revive him or not. Looks like Juco is able to find one right there, but he's not able to get any shots on him. There comes Flashbang, but ooh, Sable takes down Sherb. Evens it right back out to 4.
Oh, but Boise State answers back now again with the man advantage despite losing another one.
Yeah, they're keeping it close, and that was Sherb, who was fairly low on health. So they're 4 full health characters versus 3. There's only a minute left on this clock. We'll have to see if Doggle's able to actually plant this bomb. I know in that last round they tried to plant it 3 different times, and just like that, Juco's going to get another elimination.
Yeah, that's a double kill for JUCO now. They're up 2-man advantage over Oregon State. This is not looking good.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough challenge. We see Big Boy and Danny are right next to each other. Looks like they know each other, but no. Just chose the wrong spot to take that shot, and Danny was just able to get the clean pick right there. And it looks like there's only Doggle left, so we'll have to see if he's able to pull out the miracle run right here.
Yes, he will have to pull off the 4 versus 1 for this one for Oregon State.
Yeah, it's only got 20 seconds left, so we'll have to see what he's able to pull out. He's got one in front of him, but no, looks like Danny's just going to win the gunfight there, and that'll end the round 3. So a 3-0 lead for Boise State so far in this game.
Yes, that's exactly what you'd like to see coming out of Boise State. Just playing their game, getting in Oregon State's head early.
Yeah, definitely. It's always difficult when you fall this far behind early on. I mean, Boise State's almost halfway there. They just have to get to that 7-point mark, and that's when they've won this first map. So I have to see something different come out from Oregon State here. Looks like they are going to elect for the IQ. Gives them a bit different look than we've seen. IQ just lets you see a bit more of those defensive equipment placed out and lets you able to destroy them once you found them.
And Oregon does pull out the 6th pick.
Yeah, they're going to swap to Thatcher. Or they're still making up their minds.
Yep.
They do have a bit of time to decide here. But it looks like Boise State sticking to similar. They're bringing back the Valkyrie. I don't think we've seen Valkyrie since that first round. Valkyrie definitely gives you a lot more options to see and scout out your opponent. You can set up a handful of those eagle eye cameras. But now that we see the IQ coming from Oregon State, they will be able to find those much easier. So we'll have to see if they're able to just take those out and just get that information advantage early on. We are back on that first bomb location, though.
Yeah, Oregon State definitely need all the extra information they can get because they've not been able to close out the rounds where they've had the man advantage against Boise State.
Definitely struggled. It looks like so far they're just kind of keeping their drones safe. You definitely don't want to lose your drones too much. I know in ranked a lot of the times your drones just fly out and get destroyed immediately, but once you're in these competitive scenes, you actually want to conserve them and use them when you can actually take advantage of the information you get.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Here we go. We'll have to see if they're able to actually break in. They had a good start last time we saw this bomb site in the first round, so we'll have to see if they're able to get a similar start, but then just adapt it to where they're actually able to get an advantage.
Early drone from Oregon State.
Looks like they're gonna, yeah, they're going up to the roof. I don't think they're quite sure where the bombs are quite yet. So the roof is always one of the safer areas to enter on any building. Just lets you know. You always have the height advantage, and you can just always know where angles your opponents can be at. You see Danny and Sherb hang out above the bombs. They're kind of looking out for Oregon State to be coming from these roaming sides. Meanwhile, Sweaty and Doggle are just deciding to break in. They're going to take a look. They did find the bomb right there, so they do know we are back on that original site.
Let's see how Boise State will react now that Oregon State has found Bomb A.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. We see Sable slowly making his way down the stairs. He's making his way towards Ultraset, but they do have that wall fortified, so for now it looks like he's going to be safe. Sable doesn't have any way to get through that wall right now. At least not until Doggle with the Thermite comes in, but looks like he's selected to break through this wall instead. But Ultraset's going to throw down the electricity, and no, actually he takes it off too early. And Heckrator is able to, or Doggle is able to break into the site.
Different approach from Oregon State this time.
Yeah, they're definitely going a bit more direct. Well, they have just that wide open doorway right at the front. And with Sable on the flank, able to protect them from the stairs, give them a bit of a different look. This is a good look, but they're only at a minute left, and so far nothing has actually finished out.
And just as you say that, we have a duelist going across from Oregon and Boise, trading kills on either side.
Yeah, they kept it fairly even. Both sides are down a little bit of health, but looks like Fox has blown it out there. But looks like Doggle found Juco. Fox is taken incredibly low. You have to see if they're able to finish that one off. And it looks like, oh, they're getting another one right here. There's only 2 members left for Boise State with Danny and Sherb. We'll have to see if they're able to defend for less than 20 seconds. And looks like Danny goes down. It's all up to Sherb. Sherb's able to get another one.
Seconds to go.
One of those characters is downed as well, so. But they are planting right now.
10 seconds to go.
To see if Sherb's able to stop. If he stops this plant, they will take the round. But no, they are able to finish it. He's found the downed character. So now there's just Doggle and Sweaty left.
This is entirely doable for Boise State.
Sherb is a little low. Oh, looks like he's been found out in the back, and now he's just not able to make it into that site. It's just too difficult to. They defended it too well, where once they lost control, they weren't able to fight for it back.
Good effort by Boise State, though. It was a 1v4 taken down to a 1v2.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see that Oregon State is able to fight back as well. Gives Boise State a bit more of a challenge coming into this match. They don't have to be as worried coming in. Looks like they're electing to stay with a similar strategy. I see mostly 4 of the same characters. I have to see if they 6th pick off the sledge again, but looks like Boise State's gonna go away from the Valkyrie, bring back the Mira, and just kind of get ready for this 5th round.
Yep, Boise State still do have a 2-round lead ahead of Oregon State, who will take another 6th pick Thatcher.
Yeah, going back to Thatcher, they do want to just try and get rid of some of those Cade electrics.
Attackers need to locate
and potentially some of the Jaeger grenade deniers. They're just looking for different ways that they can actually use their equipment effectively. It looks like we're back on that top floor. We'll have to see if Oregon State's able to enter. They're probably going to be coming in from that same direction as we always see. So we'll have to see. We have C-Fox placing up his Mira window right there. Just getting ready to be able to defend both these sites.
10 seconds to insertion.
Alright, we see Juco coming over here. Looks like he's gonna place his Mozzie drones there.
ATS deployed and ready to go.
Attackers objective is
We got Boise State kind of grouped up here. We'll see how Oregon State can respond to this.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a uphill battle for Oregon State to come back from this match. Do see Big Boy making his way up towards the roof, while the rest of his team is electing to stay towards that bottom floor.
Yeah, a little bit of a different approach this round from Oregon State. Instead of all of them climbing to the roof at once.
Yeah, I think they were able to, because they saw last round where that bomb was, and you can't put the bomb in the same location twice in a row. So they knew the bomb would definitely not be at that bottom floor this time. Be interesting to see where they actually decide to enter. Let's see. Sherb staying 1 floor below the bombs, just looking for any potential Oregon State members that get a bit too aggressive. Looks like Sherup's able to get that first elimination on Heckorator, but Sable's gonna bring it right back and take out Danny. Looks like they're able to take out another member as well, so we have a decent lead for Oregon State going into this last 90 seconds.
Yes, it's that early aggression that Oregon first showed in the first round against Boise State, where they took up the man advantage and still couldn't close out the round.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they decide to do with this advantage. See them slowly making their way towards that B-bomb. See Fox is defending it with that window, though. They have finally found A, but these players know the map so well, they already knew where it was just by finding the first bomb.
Not all of Oregon's players are completely healthy, so we'll see how Boise can jump back from that.
Ooh, that is a nice window pick from Big Boy right onto Juco. And at this point, we're back down to the same as last round. We're to 4-2. We'll have to see if Fox and Ultraset are able to hold out and actually take this victory.
We'll have to see. Boise State was not able to close it out last round, but did make it interesting.
Ooh. It's down to Ultraset. He's going to pick off one. He's only got 30 seconds where he has to deny this diffuser being planted.
1v4 again, down to a 1v3 for Boise State.
Fortunately, Cade does not have any equipment that he can really make use of at this point. It's only going to come down to his gunplay.
Spots one.
Looks like Dogla is planting.
15 seconds remaining.
Might be able to find him. No, it looks like he's just kind of picked off right before the plant even finishes.
Methodical play from Oregon State again, closing out those 1v4s.
Yeah, once Oregon State just knocked off some of the rest, they were able to get back into the groove of things. They're definitely jumping back into this game much more prepared.
Now you got Oregon State slowly creeping up on Boise. Instead of a 3-round lead, they now have just one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. Looks like they are gonna... they've got the sledge again, but we'll have to see if they actually keep it. But we do see Boise State bring back the Goyo. It's always interesting to see. It seems like Goyo is just part of their strategy on this middle floor bomb site. It's just something they really like to see. They like to block off a specific site and just lets them have that ring of fire if they need it, if they have to fall back.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
As we take a look at this bomb site, we'll have to see Ultraset just starting out early, getting some of those barriers placed up. Let's see, Oregon State's taking their drones just around the bottom floor. They know Boise State's not down at that basement, so they're just getting in place with their drones so they're ready to be used later on in the match. Definitely don't want to be over-aggressive with them.
Yeah, we need to see Boise State bring it back to their form that they had in the first 3 rounds. Oregon's slowly catching on to Boise State's games.
Yeah, they're definitely evening this out fairly quickly. We've got 2 wins in a row for Oregon State. We'll have to see if Boise State's able to kind of bring it back here, or if Oregon State's just going to tie it all out at 3s again. See Oregon State making their way out of the spawn. Just probably going to be making their way towards that roof. It's just such a safe spot to really start any of these pushes. And in competitive play, it seems like it's fairly rare to see anyone peeking, so they're fairly safe just to make their ways straight from spawn up to the top of the roof. Looks like they are electing to stay mostly on the 2nd floor, actually, so far. You see Sable on the side of the window, but looks like he is going to climb up to the roof. But for now, they're just kind of peeking on the edges, seeing what scouting information they can get. You see right there, there's the Goyo shield placed by Ultraset. Definitely gives them a lot of options and defensive abilities in this area.
Yeah, that Goyo shield gives you a lot of cover, especially when you put it into a corner like that where you have really no way of getting flanked.
Yeah, it's really difficult to push past, especially if they paired up with the grenade catcher from Danny coming in. There's just not a lot of options for Oregon State to break through there.
A bomb has been located.
Oregon State has found bomb at B. See what they do with that. But Boise State gets the opening pick.
Yeah, it looks like Fox is going to start us off. Taking down Buzz. And looks like they're going to even it out, but it looks like Boise State gets the advantage again once Sherb takes out Heckorator. So it looks like we're at a 4-3 advantage right now. You see Sherb going outside. Does mean Oregon State knew where he was for just at least a little bit. Once those defending operators go outside, the offense is able to see, and JUCO wins the fight there. It's looking rough for Oregon State here.
Easy win there for JUCO. You keep the man advantage, and it looks like it should be a Boise State round.
Yeah, well, do have to be careful. Doggle and Sweaty are over here. They're able to kick one back right there, and at this point, it's 3-2. You see Doggle has the bomb, or the diffuser, excuse me. Have to see if he's able to find his way onto one of these sites in these last 40 seconds. Looks like Fox just kind of waiting. He's expecting someone to come from the roof right there, but so far, it's not what Oregon State has elected for.
Yep, Boise just holding their positions. They know they still have the man advantage. They'd like to keep it that way.
20 seconds. Not sure there's much Beavers could do. Actually, they're able to get one pick back. Evens at 2s, but they only have 10 seconds to plant this. Oh, it looks like Ultraset's going to get one. It's all down to Dog. Can he get in there? And I don't think he has enough time. Looks like that is going to be the round for Boise State.
Oregon did make that round interesting. Boise State did have the 2-man advantage. Made it all the way down to a 1-man advantage. So
yeah, if Oregon State, the Beavers had just a bit more of time there, I think they would have been able to pull it out, but they just weren't moving quite quickly enough, and so Boise State was able to hold on.
And it's back to that Oregon, when they move too slowly or take too much time to get onto the bomb sites, they run out of time.
We do see here now that Rook is coming out from Oregon State. It looks like we do have that side swap, so we've got Rook, we've got Smoke, Jaeger, Mozzie, and Bandit. You know, I have to see how Boise State is able to do on that offensive position. Usually the defenders do have a little bit of advantage, so 4-2 is not too unbelievable or crazy of a score from that first half. As we go into this first round of the second half, I have to see if Boise's able to do a bit more offensively than the Beavers were.
Yeah, I'm definitely impressed by Boise State's defensive ability, but we'll have to see how they do on offense, like you said.
Yeah, looks like the Beavers are going to start in this basement here. Start setting up some of these defensive. This is interesting they took the Rook. Gives them a bit more armor for all of their operators. We'll have to see if they're able to make use of it. They like to not go for the Cade, and they decide they want more permanent electric stations set up on their defenses. The Cade that we saw from Boise State gives you the option of kind of moving it around, but Sweaty's Bandit decides to, it's one and done. You've got to choose very carefully where you want to set those up.
We will have to see what Boise State elects to do on the offensive here.
Yeah, we do see them making their way. Looks like Boise State did decide to start a few different areas. We see 3 on this side and 2 on the other, rather than the 5-man start we saw from the Beavers.
That didn't really work out for them, though. I think the 5-man start could have hindered their ability to get into the site. So we'll have to see if Boise's split-up plan goes a little bit better for them.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see. We see the Broncos are starting to make their way up towards the roof. Just getting a bit more scouting, but see what set up there already, just getting ready. Not sure if they've quite figured out where the bomb is or not, but I'm sure they are just slowly making their way down. They know they're on a time crunch. Looks like Fox is going to make his way in. Flying in upside down, but Nomad's able to correct himself. Making their way downstairs, closer towards that bomb. We'll have to see if the Beavers are able to actually defend the site. Looks like I don't see any roaming Beavers. Looks like they're mostly staying on that basement floor.
Yeah, Oregon's not moving around too much. They're just trying to stay on that floor and do what they can to defend against the Broncos.
There may be one. Looks like Fox is looking pretty close to Sweaty, but it looks like there is some barriers set up there, so they're not quite able to run into each other yet. We see Danny staying on the up above, just looking for any rotating Beavers coming around. You see JUCO is the one carrying the diffuser, so I have to see if he's able to make his way in. Just gonna pick off a camera on the outside there. Sherb's just looking for other opportunities. He's just gonna blow away the floor there. Gives a few more eyes to actually see down onto that site.
Under a minute now to get that bomb planted.
Yeah, not a lot of action, but speaking of, Sherb is gonna get the first elimination of the round. Start moving around. There's final 30 seconds. Looks like Valko's gonna activate some of that smoke. Danny's gonna get another elimination. So they've got 2 down, but there's only 30 seconds. They have to make their way.
And one does go down for Boise State, but still have the man advantage over Oregon.
They're able to get another one, but 20 seconds left is not much. They have to push in right now. And with these smokes delaying their entry, it's gonna be difficult.
10 seconds left.
You see Oregon State able to bring one back, but Juco is planting. He's got 1 second left, and he is able to plant the diffuser.
Defenders have located the diffuser.
Now have to see if Boise State's just able to hold for these 40 seconds. Even it back out. 2 each.
Now. Have to see if Boise can hang on for these 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough hold. Looks like they're able to find Doggle right there, and so it's now down to Sable, and looks like Fox was able to finish Sable.
And that's exactly what you like to see from Boise State. They knew that they had to push in, pushed in, got the bomb diffuser on, and held their own.
It definitely shows their coordination, the fact that they waited until the final 20 seconds, even push their way onto the site, plant the diffuser, and actually make their way into the site and protect the space afterwards. But so now we have a 5-2 lead for Boise State.
Yes, back to that 3-round cushion. See if Boise can possibly get a 6th in this next round.
Looks like Oregon State is sticking with the Rook. They're definitely a big fan. It definitely helps them out in some of those fights, just giving that extra armor. But Boise State's looking for a similar strategy to enter this site. We'll have to see
Attackers need to locate and
if they
defuse
decide
bomb.
to stick with the same strategy of going top down, starting from the roof and making their way, or if they're going to break it up a little bit more. But as we have these kitchen bomb sites, we'll have to see if Oregon's able to hold.
Attackers have located a bomb.
I like the split we saw last round from Boise State of not all rushing in from the same side like Oregon had.
Yeah, it looks like they're definitely...
Worrying about grenades.
As you hear the iconic line, you can stop worrying about grenades now. They're planting all of those right at the entrance. Definitely do not want to be having Boise State break their way through. But we'll have to see if they pick any of them back up and decide to move them around a little bit.
5 seconds left before insertion.
So Boise State gets ready to move on beyond this drone phase and into this actual attacking phase. You see a few Boise members making their way across. See Sherb and Fox making their way up. Looks like they're potentially making their way towards the roof. Yeah. Just always really helps having that top-down perspective, able to scout out and see where's safe and just slowly and periodically make your way closer and closer to the bomb.
If we got Boise State a little bit more spread out, we had one coming from another direction and the 3 coming from another, so electing to go for that split entry once again.
And we did see Juco there staying at the spawn, actually. He looks like he's scouting out with the drones, just making sure that the rest of his team is able to find a safe way onto these locations. You see Sherb running towards the stairs, just slowly peeking his way around, making sure that he's playing it safe. See a few more drones being used here. Boise State just really likes to play it cautious. They're definitely not the team that's going to be charging in full speed operators just trying to actually rush down the site. We usually see them take the much more slower and methodical play.
Yeah, we saw Oregon take a play that was slow and methodical in the last half, but they usually ran out of time, so hopefully Boise State can stay on time, get the diffuser down in time.
It's definitely something they have to pay close attention to. Make sure you're actually always watching the clock and you know where you're at.
Still got over a minute here, so Boise State are good on time for now.
A bomb has been located.
Yep, looks like 1 minute left. See Fox just placing some of those nomad mines there. They're just slowly making their way towards it.
Good work by Boise State, making sure all those corners are clear before they enter in.
Yeah, it looks like, oh, they're actually, Oregon State's able to get the first pick right there onto Juco, but looks like Danny's going to even it back out. Ooh, Danny actually gets the double kill right there. Just
Attackers have recovered
right in the front of the camera as well, just for the extra level. Like, yeah, you saw that. You all saw that. Have to see if he's able to get this triple here. Looks like Fox knows there's someone right there. There's only 15 seconds left. Looks like Danny did get the triple there, but looks like he's not going to continue it from there. But we do see Ultraset planting the diffuser right now. So only got a few seconds left on that. But Danny is down. We'll have to see if Ultraset's able to actually defend the site for the 40 seconds.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see for Boise State, them being down a man, but they have the bomb down. Let's see if they can hold.
And it does look like Danny was able to get back up now. He's got a sliver of health, but we'll have to see if he's able to actually finish this off. The Beavers only have 22 seconds to make their way onto the site. They're taking it slow. Pre-fire's coming down, but Danny's not able to survive, but Ultraset's able to pick up the other two. I have to see what happens on this replay. Yeah, Ultraset just picks off one, looks to the right, picks off the other.
It's definitely what you like to see. Two members of Boise State completely carrying that game in terms of kills. Even though Danny was not able to get that kill, you gotta admit the triple kill for that round is something you always like to see.
Yeah, definitely. And then seeing the other two coming out from Ultraset definitely balances out the team. You know, we've got the full house, 3 for one, 2 for the other, but it looks like we'll have to see what comes. We're only 1 point away from Boise State taking this round.
Yeah, Oregon's struggling to find their footing in this matchup against Boise State.
Yeah, looks like we do see the Cade finally coming out for Oregon State. We do see the Habana from Boise State, actually. It's just a different hard breach operator that we don't see too often, at least from Boise. We'll have to see if they're able to make use of it.
Yeah, Boise switching things up a little bit.
As we do come to this 3rd floor bomb site, we'll have to see how the Beavers decide to defend. We'll see a few barriers coming up. Do have a few Jaeger equipments they can decide to put down. I'm interested to see if they can how they use the Cade, though. Cade's someone that I always really enjoy watching, just because if you time it perfectly, you can deny almost entirely the hard breach options from the attackers. You see a lot of it from Ultraset on Boise, so I have to see if Sweaty's able to do something similar on this side.
Now we're in the round. See if Boise can finish this out 7-2 against Oregon State.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. We'll have to see if they're able to bring it back. We did see some life from Oregon State early on as they got the 4th and 5th rounds, but we haven't seen much from them. Boise's on the another 3-round win streak. So they make their way back onto the roof.
Yes, Boise are definitely looking like the team that are more organized with their gameplay. They're definitely working together to get these rounds.
You see Fox and Sherb staying on the outside for now. They don't want to quite have the entire team on the roof. They want to make sure they have multiple options so that if as soon as they see an opening, they can attack. But looks like Sable is going to get the first pick onto Fox right there. It does them take away their Nomad, but they do have still plenty of breach options. We see Juco planting his thermite here, but looks like, oh, a great use from the Cade to able to deny that pack. Looks like he's waiting. Looks like the Cade's been taken away. Is he going to bring it back? No, looks like Juco is going to find the breach right here. They don't want to quite enter immediately, though. We want to wait and see if there's a few better options. I'll just have him place out the Claymore.
Boise State just getting that information of where their utility is set up. Still got a little bit over a minute here, so they're doing good on time, but they're down a member.
Yeah, they definitely do have time. Looks like that destroyed wall still is affected by the Cade trap. It's a little interesting, but we'll have to see what they decide to do for this last minute. Just hear gunshots going around, but looks like no one's able to actually find any eliminations.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Boise State has found that bomb and the pick onto Oregon State.
Yeah, looks like Ultraset was able to answer back and take out that Cade. Juco slowly making his way across. Have to take note that's just a regular shield, not a Goyo shield, so it doesn't give that extra offensive ability for Oregon State. As we see Sherb peeking around the corner, and ooh, he's not going to win the fight there. Looks like Buzz was able to take out Sherb. At this point, we're down to
Drop the diffuser.
4-1. Yeah, it's all up to Danny. And Danny's not going to be able to do it either. Oregon State's going to take their round back.
Really well played from Oregon State there. They just played cool, make sure to get the points onto Boise State early, and threw them off their game.
Yeah, definitely great to see the Beavers actually fighting back a bit more in this match. We'll have to see if they're able to do it a bit more because we're still on match point for Boise. They have to, if the Beavers want to take this, they have to win the next 4 in a row.
Yeah, that'll be hard for Oregon State to do because Boise State is on that match point. And I still think that Boise State can close it out here. They're playing their game correctly, and it just seems like Oregon have glimpses of greatness but aren't playing to their fullest.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. It's an uphill battle for Oregon State to try and make it through here. But they're not out. They still have hope. They just have to play their game each of these rounds. They are defense, so that gives them a little bit of an advantage. They can choose their fights a bit easier than Boise State can, so they just have to rely on that setup that they've created and their plans that they came into this match with and just execute on them.
Exactly. But Boise State here looking to finish the game out. If they win it here, it would be a 7-3, which is still an impressive game score.
Yeah, you have to remember, this is a best of 3 as well, so it's definitely not this isn't the only map. We'll see these 2 more maps from these teams facing off against each other. It'll be interesting to see what those other maps are, but for now we'll have to finish out on this one.
If Boise can take the first game, though, 7-3, that would definitely boost their confidence going into the rest of the games in this best of 3. But we'll have to see what Oregon have up their sleeve to prevent a sweep from Boise.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see what they're able to do. Looks like Boise State is going to be on the action phase now. They're going to start making their way. Going to take out a few cameras right off the start. Fairly typical. One of the big things is the maps are all, or every map has the cameras in the same spot. So once you actually start knowing these maps, you're able to just take those cameras out very quickly to deny all information from the defensive team. You see Boise State making their way onto the roof as usual. But you see the bombs on the 2nd floor, so I do have a little bit farther to go than if we were on the 3rd floor, but just slow, methodical play from Boise State as usual.
Yeah, they know they're on match point. They know that they probably should have won that last round, so they're playing it a little bit more safe this time. See if they can close it out.
Yeah, we do see Ultraset just peeking around the edges, looking for opening on this 3rd floor. We do see a drone taken away from that Moxie, but Danny has found his way in. They elected not to go quite straight over that wall. They're gonna take it a little slower. They know there's that shield over there, but they definitely want to push through this room. Meanwhile, we do see Fox looking for an entrance on the other side of the building, actually. He's gonna break away the barrier there. Looks like there is one person right there. We'll have to see if they're able to, well, looks like it was just a short little peek. Meanwhile, Ultraset's still on the outside as well. Just, it's really an interesting idea of just how you can, many different ways there are to attack in this map. You can attack from different sides, different floors, different windows. There's just so many different options that this game really allows you to have.
Exactly, and the ability to, knock down walls and floors and be able to look through really anything to see where your opponent's at just gives you that extra advantage.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw right there, Boise State attempted to, but they was denied. But we'll have to see if they're able to find their way in. There's only 40 seconds left, and we have not seen any action yet.
Yeah, still 5 players alive on either side. Boise State's got to get a move on, though.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see what they're able to do. See Juco pushing out. It looks like Fox is going to take it out by Sable.
Main advantage for Oregon. 20 seconds on the clock now. Not much time left to go.
Yeah, Boise has to push in really quick if they're gonna get 2 picks right there. But Juco's going low, and he's the one carrying the diffuser. He's trying to plant now. We'll have to see if he's able to finish it in time. He's not going to be able to. I don't think Boise State can make it back to the diffuser. And there it is. The Beavers are able to take another round, bringing it closer. 6-4 now.
Yeah, Boise State definitely had the right idea there, and almost the right execution, getting those 2 kills, almost getting bombed down. But unfortunately, we're not able to do so. Still lead.
Yeah, they spent a little bit too much time on their preparation, and so they were just felt a bit too forced on that actual entry. By the time they went in, they're like, oh, we only have 20 seconds. We have to go right now. And if they had a little bit more time, they had the man advantage at the end. They just had to find one more Beaver, but they just weren't able to do it. They just weren't able to finish out the round quite like they wanted to.
And on that one, you just got to move a little bit quicker if you're Boise State so you don't get caught up in that, well, we got to go now and have to force through those smokes.
Yeah, be interesting to see. I think the smoke has been a huge pick for Oregon State. Be interesting to see if Boise decides to ban that out in the next maps, or if they're going to continue to just kind of find different ways to work around it. It looks like we are now back in the basement. The basement seems to be the site of preference for both of these teams. I think they're both choosing the basement as often as possible. I guess it's more of a first floor, but it still just seems to be the easiest defendable location.
Yeah, a lot easier to defend in that second or third floor.
Yeah, it definitely gives them a lot more options. They definitely have a lot more concrete plan of how they want to defend this. We see them opening up the corners of the wall there just so they have a few more options of where they can actually see the other team.
Yeah, Oregon's got a really good defense set up here.
We do see Boise making their way across. Have to see. Looks like they're going to make their way towards the roof. And Boise State's nothing if they're not consistent. It seems like they're sticking with the same strategy of just start at the top and make your way down. Just have to be a bit more careful to make sure they save enough time to actually do the entry.
Yeah, they got a long ways to go starting on the roof when the bomb is down on the first floor.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be a much quicker clearing these upper floors. So we do see they're still taking a little bit of time. Looks like Danny is going to enter now. Just playing a bit careful. Not sure if they quite found the bombs yet.
Nope, still looking for those bombs that we're going to have set up. Again, they got a long ways to go to get down to that first floor.
They still do have 2 minutes. They do have plenty of time. We'll just have to see if they're able to organize it. We see Fox making his way across. The one nice thing about the Oregon State team for Boise is that they none of their operators besides the smoke have any like traps or anything else they have to really be on the lookout for. As long as, and the smoke's usually fairly apparent. It's a big cloud, so you're able to watch out for that. So they can run fairly free as long as they know there's no operators nearby. They're making their way back down. Decided now that no, it's on that first floor. They want to have a few different options for where they enter from. So they've got some on the outside while Danny's still staying inside.
Yep, Danny holding those stairs, clearing things out. Got less than a minute left though.
It looks like Danny's actually going to be taken out though. But Fox is going to even it out once again. So we're at 4-4 with 50 seconds left. Looks like Buzz is able to take out Ultraset, Sable to take out Juco. We're at 2-4, and it's only 20 seconds of fast.
And Boise State did drop the diffuser there.
And there's only one Boise State member left. It's just down to Fox. He doesn't have the diffuser. This is looking rough for Boise.
Yeah, definitely falling from behind from that 5-round lead that they had.
Yeah, Oregon State's actually able to pull back on this. It'll be an incredible game. You do see him making his way, but no, it looks like Buzz is going to pop out from the cameras right in time and just able to find Fox trying to make his entry.
Yeah, and that's Oregon with the 5-6 slowly creeping up on Boise.
Boise's been on this match point for now 4 rounds. we'll have to see if they're able to actually close it out, because once you've been on that match point for so long, it becomes harder and harder to actually like psych yourself up. Like you were saying earlier, with the mental advantage, Boise State might be feeling right now that's like, oh, this is tough. Can we do it? We only need one, but the fact that we losing so many in a row makes it difficult.
Yeah, and on the opposite side for Oregon, you know, you were down by so much, and now you've brought it within one. Oregon's got to be feeling pretty hyped right now.
Yeah, they're feeling they can definitely come back and win this round. We do see a bit of a change. We see the ace coming out from JUCO. Rather than the thermite, he's decided to mix it up a little bit. But everything else on Boise's sides looks fairly consistent. He said Sweaty is sticking with the Cade. He's definitely found some good opportunities to use that to deny the entry from Boise State. So he's definitely put it to good use, and I definitely prefer it over the Bandit.
Yeah, Oregon got a much more solid defense setup than they had on their offense.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see. We are approaching overtime if we get a few more rounds in. We'll have to see who ends up starting on offense and who starts on defense. I believe it is set to random, so either team could start, and we'll have to see, because defense seems to be the side to beat for both these teams.
Yes, both teams very much defense-oriented. Let's see if in round 12 we can have Boise State finally close it out.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look. We see them making their way up. We do have the bomb at this third floor site. You see them making their way towards the roof. Fox staying on the outside. Looks like he's gonna toss a few grenades in.
Device in position.
Looks like actually somehow Sweaty was taken very low. I don't think we saw that on camera. I'm not sure what happened there, but Sweaty's gonna have to play very careful for the rest of this round.
Yeah, Sweaty's basically one shot. Could go down.
I know occasionally we do see teams accidentally shoot their own teammates. I'm curious if that's what happened here, or if it was just a grenade off screen that we didn't see. I'm not sure, but we'll have to see if Danny's able to approach from this side. He's gonna make his way, and then he's able to destroy the little barrier and make his way through. Fox is able to get that first elimination to start this round.
And it's still basically a 3-on-4 or 3-on-5 for Oregon, because you have Sweaty so low.
Yeah, it definitely makes it difficult to start things this rough as you're so low, but see Fox making his way with his drone, trying to scout out a little bit more. That looks like now that his drone's gone, he may start looking for his own entry.
A little over a minute here for Boise State to work with.
Now it's plenty of time. You see Ace creating that extra entry point. Just a different option.
Bomb located by attackers.
Boise State now has found the bomb.
See, Fox actually does decide to stay at that window. It definitely gives him a different advantage of just a different point where he can actually keep eye on where Oregon State's defending at. See JUCO watching on the stairs there. We'll have to see if anyone from Oregon decides to. But it looks like, ooh, someone else took a different staircase and just going to take short out. And that nearly evens it out, because Sweaty is technically still alive as long as he gets the jump on someone. And looks like Oregon State's able to get another pick onto Danny. You see JUCO's planting the bomb here. Take out JUCO as well. He's not able to finish the plant. It's 2-2, but there's only 7 seconds left. Boise State's going to have to take out these members if they want to have a chance. 3. They're not able to find it, and looks like Oregon State's going to even it out. 6-6 once again.
Boise State had that man advantage. You had Sweaty so low, and they just weren't able to close it out in the end. Found the bomb, weren't able to get the bomb down. 6-6.
Yeah, it looks like now we're entering overtime. It looks like Boise State is going to stay on offense for overtime. We'll have to see who's able to actually get this victory. Looks like they're going to stick with the same operators they did in the last round. It looks like we're seeing similar things from the Beavers as well. They've really, once they swapped to that Cade and the Jaeger, they've been having, and the smoke as well, actually, they've just been finding way more success than before.
Yeah, Boise needs to mentally regain because the Beavers are on fire right now.
I know a lot of the time once Boise State kind of falls behind, they kind of look towards that Montaigne as a way to kind of reset. It's a much different strategy than you can do with really any other operator, but the fact that Oregon State bans that Montaigne denies them that option. So I have to see if they're able to find any other way to actually kind of mix things up. Because so far we're seeing just kind of the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, you got Boise State backed up against a little bit of a corner here. Had that huge round advantage over Oregon State, and now has brought it down to overtime.
Yeah, I mean, the 4-point lead is massive, and the fact that Oregon was able to even it out again, it's definitely looking to be in their favor. But as we start this 13th round, we'll have to see if Boise State's able to kind of turn the tide a little bit. Do you see the bombs at the 3rd floor once again? Where we saw Boise State had a very close round. They just kind of ran out of time earlier, so we'll have to see if they're able to finish it out.
Yeah, if Boise State can pull the game back and get around here, that'd definitely be a confidence booster against Oregon State right now.
It definitely would be. And remember, you have to remember in overtime, you have to win by 2. So we'll have to see if Boise State's able, whoever's able to take the next 2 wins in a row, that's when they'll get the victory.
Still a long road ahead for both of these teams.
Yeah, definitely a little ways to go. We see Boise sticking with the similar. They've got their strategy and they know how to do it. They just have to be very careful of timing, making sure they give themselves enough time to actually enter the site and find their way in. But they're gonna throw out that ace entry tool from the ceiling so they're able to actually get another way inside before they actually even take the risk of dropping down. See Fox staying on the outside over there, just giving that extra vantage, having someone on the side over there.
Yeah, Fox has definitely been that man for Boise State that, you know, lurks out, makes sure that everything is good going forward and that Boise State can push into the building.
Yeah, it's definitely always nice to have someone on the side who can just give you different options and different intel. Just lets you know a little bit more about the map. And he's always safe to pull out his drone camera and just take a look. So Juco's looking for another entry right there. It looks like the Cade is going to deny it, unfortunately.
Boise State has found bomb. Just under a minute left.
Yeah, not much action so far. We just see Sherp slowly making his way. There is someone just right around that corner. See Fox looking over A. Just peeking out, hoping to see anyone from the Beavers. Just decide to take a bit of a greedy path walk. And looks like Juco is planting, but Sable's going to find Fox.
Attackers are activating the bomb diffuser.
We do have Boise State with the bomb diffuser down, but they're down 1 member again against Oregon State.
Yeah, but they do have time on their favor now. They were able to get the diffuser planted, so they just have to defend the spot for another 30 seconds. Have to see if they're able to hold. They have decided to plant. Looks like, ooh, Sherp is going to fall right there. Sable's on a double kill, but a triple kill, actually. Danny's going to bring it back by 1. But it looks like it's all up to Ultraset. He's got to defend for 12 seconds. He is safe for now.
1v3 for Boise State.
But the smoke comes out, makes it a bit more difficult for Ultraset to poke his head out. But looks like actually a team kill comes in. And but Oregon State is able to disable the diffuser, and they're able to take the round. And for the first time in this game, we're seeing Oregon State have the advantage.
Yeah, you don't want to see Oregon State having the advantage, but they played it really solid there, able to get those picks onto Boise State, get the man advantage in their favor regardless of if the diffuser was down or not.
Yeah, they definitely made the right choice of how they were going to defend. Boise State thought with Ultraset staying on that roof, they were going to be able to just have the eye in the sky, be able to take out the diffuser if they poked out, but with the 2 other members and the smoke, just able to protect them at that spot, they were able to actually finish off the diffuser and take the round.
And for the first time in this series, we do have Oregon with the round lead over Boise State.
Yeah, definitely have to see Boise fight back, but now that Boise is on defense, they do have the option for a bit of a different look. We saw the Goyo, we saw the Mira. I'm guessing it's going to be a second floor start, and looks like that's exactly where we're going to be at. You see Ultraset just placing some of these barriers up, getting ready to try and defend this spot. It's been very defensive favored in this entire map so far, so we'll have to see if that little reset is enough for Boise State to kind of swap their mental around and kind of focus up and finish this round out.
Yeah, we haven't seen Boise State on the defense in quite a while now.
10 seconds left.
After that second half, so we'll have to see if they can bring it back to 7-7 after this round, or will Oregon State pull off the unthinkable and defeat Boise State in this first game.
Yeah, we definitely have to keep our eyes on it. As you see, Oregon State's now going to be coming out. Looks like looks like they're still sticking with that one-sided start. Just lets them stay together, kind of coordinate their efforts a little bit better. You see Fox has placed his windows, just looking for a few different ways to actually defend this B site. As Oregon State makes their way on towards the roof, actually. Maybe taking a page out of that Boise State book. Ooh, Danny's actually able to get a pick onto Heckorator. That is not what you want to see at the first minute of a round.
You do have Boise State, though, with that main advantage going into the defensive round for them. Hopefully they can hold on to it, not get traded out to even numbers.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what Oregon State decides to do on offense. Because, like you said, it's been a while since we've seen Boise on defense. It's been a while since we've seen Oregon on offense. We'll have to see if they've come up with any new or different strategies to use. But Sherb's going to pick off Sweaty as well. And at this point, it's looking really rough for Oregon State.
Yeah, Boise back in their comfort zone, back on that defense, getting the picks, keeping the man advantage. And Oregon are now in a tricky spot.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they're able to pull out here. They have to be very creative. There's only 90 seconds left. Looks like Doggle's going to get in the firefight with Juco. Juco take the worst of it, but he's still able to survive. He's downed, but it looks like Dogwood is going to finish him off. So they're able to bring it back a little bit. Ooh, another trade right there, but it's 4-2 at this point. It's looking very rough with only 1 minute left in the round.
You'll have to see what Oregon do with this minute now that they have, with 3 members down against Boise State's 4.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Yeah, we'll have to see. They do have the Thatcher and the Valkyrie. So we'll have to see what options they decide to go for. They've got 40 seconds. See one of them right above the bomb site. There's a C4 there. Looks like it's not fully going to pick anyone out. Looks like they're making their way down the stairs now. But in his final 30 seconds. Looks like Fox has scouted one of them. Ooh, and Fox is going to take out Sable. That's the one with the diffuser as well. It's all up to Buzz, and Buzz has to figure out how to get to the diffuser and plant it in 12 seconds.
Yeah, Fox with that great pick onto the diffuser.
And it looks like he's just going to hold this site, hope all of Boise charges or something. He's just going to wait and try and strategize for that next round. Looks like Sherb's actually going to take him out right at the end as well.
And we have Boise bringing back now 7-7 after they finally have another defensive round for themselves.
Through the wall right there. That was an impressive shot. Looks like Boise State is going to come back onto the offense here. They're bringing them back 7-7. Okay, we're going back to that first floor. With Boise State on the offense, we're seeing a fairly standard side, but it's nice to see Boise actually take a round. We haven't seen them take one in quite a while.
You've got to have that reset. Now Boise's back on the board once again. Still even, 7-7.
We do see Sweaty going back to the Bandit instead of the Cade. Looks like actually he's going to 6th pick to the Smoke. No, or the Mute, excuse me. Yeah, looks like they're going to go without any of kind of these electric defenses. I don't think we've seen any kind of look from Oregon State without him. So we'll have to be interesting to see what they decide to pull out with. They're definitely going to place these mute traps, trying to deny some scouting from Boise State, but we'll have to see if that's enough to make it worthwhile not being able to stop Boise State's engage.
And Boise State's got to regain here. They were able to get one more round in the overtime. All they need is one more to pull back for the win, or else we continue on with our overtime matches.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they come out. Looks like they still are able to grab that rook armor. It's a big thing that these beavers like to
5
use.
seconds left.
It's just having that extra armor brought by rook.
Ready to go.
Just give them a little more confidence going into each of these gunfights.
We got Oregon State setting up, ready for Boise State's attack. Boise State are making their way possibly onto the roof here.
Yeah, it looks like they're... I see Fox taking his drone, scouting out a little bit. Just kind of looking to figure out where. It looks like Danny's going to make his way inside. So far, Danny is looking like he's not running into any opposition, so they're able to fairly freely make their way onto this floor. Definitely do have to be careful. No one wants to make a mistake at this point in the round when it's all comes down to this potential final map. Final site, excuse me. See a lot of shots coming out, but looks like they're mostly just warning shots, not too many that are focused on anyone.
If no one's gone down yet, still got a little under 2 minutes left in the round, still plenty of time for a lot of action to happen.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see Boise so close to the site with 2 minutes. I think that's not so much something we've seen much of. They definitely have taken their time to get near the bombs at all in previous rounds. We do see Danny on the outside just opening up a few different areas of attack.
A really big fucking hole coming.
Here Juco using his Thermite breach, and without any ways to stop that, Boise's able to breach any site they want.
Yeah, Boise State's in a really good position here.
See Danny that knows someone's around that corner. They might have Fox peek for him. They brought the flashbang. 1 minute left and they have not pushed through. It looks like Sherp's actually going to fall with a Boise State falling down a man. We'll have to see if they're able to push back here.
And Boise State's got 50 seconds to go on the site, get the diffuser down, and they're already down a man.
See the C4 coming out. It's going to pick off Danny, but Fox is able to bring it back. Also said Fox and Juco are all able to get eliminations right there. Juco's planting the bomb. Fox gets another one. There's only Sable left.
3-1 finally having the advantage on the attack for Boise State.
We'll have to see if Sable's able to do this. He's sitting at about 1/3 of his health bar left against 3 opponents. See Boise's all prone in a few different parts of this kitchen. Sable knows they could be anywhere, but seems to have a general idea of where they might be. Hopefully he wants to find a different entry point.
Flashbang
Oh,
out.
and looks like Fox is going to get that final elimination. And Boise State is going to take this first map. Saw right there, Fox decided to peek out the moment he's heard that grenade. And a hard-fought victory is right for Boise State. They take that first map 8-7.
Boise State able to get that first round win in the best of 3 over Oregon State, but it was looking a little hairy there for a second. Oregon definitely were able to come back.
And speaking of, Boise State Esports is always looking for talented players, production, and broadcast talent. Along with good grades and eligibility, can earn scholarships as well. Sign up today by visiting boisestate.edu/esports for more information. I've definitely enjoyed all of my time spent with Boise State, both as a player and now as a staff member, and been an incredible time. But it looks like we are going to take it over to a quick break, so we'll be right back after this.
Legendary parts for legendary wins.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure. Legendary parts for legendary wins.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Boise State Esports Game Pants Arena. I am Brenner Ladd, and with me is Danny Kuvo, and we are casting some Rainbow Six Siege from a past VOD, and we are playing Boise State versus Oregon State Beavers. Danny, that first map went terribly.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I think I'm going to have to agree. Boise State had the massive lead over Oregon, and Oregon were able to bring it back pretty close.
Yeah, they lost 6 rounds in a row. I know they're not the best on Cafe, but they never changed their strategy once, and they paid dearly for it. Oregon State got wise to it, and since Cafe is such a defender-heavy map, they finally won the round when they actually were attackers after they lost on defending again. It was just a really poor performance for Boise on the first map, so I really hope on the second map upcoming we see a better performance from one of these teams at least, and maybe not a possible overtime.
Yeah, another overtime would not be good for Boise State, and hopefully we don't lose 6 rounds in a row again like last map.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a rough thing to see. And another thing I really hope we see is some variety. When we ever go to, say, Clubhouse, we like seeing our Monty from Sherb come out a lot. But this time, they never changed their roles once. And after Oregon State getting wise to it, hopefully they took a note from that and was just like, all right, let's try some more variety after this. And I also hope we see more variety from Oregon State because they were changing things up every so often, and it seemed to be paying dividends for them.
Yeah, definitely Oregon State's changing it up definitely hindered Boise State, who kept the same composition, same game plan throughout the entire game and ended up losing those 6 rounds.
Yeah, Boise State always went for those diffuser plans on attack, and they couldn't even get it down half the time. And they kept always doing top-down takes on Cafe, even when they were in Kitchen, because Cafe is such a vertically challenged map. So I understand that, but not even going a fuse once was kind of mind-boggling to me, as he can shoot grenades through a floor. So I guess we will have to wait and see as we jump into this matchup of Boise State versus the Oregon State Beavers in R6. Anything you're hoping to see in this next game, Danny?
Honestly, I'm just hoping for Boise State to outplay Oregon because Oregon, like you said, caught on to Boise State's tricks really fast and were able to overtake them.
Yeah, we did see here the traditional Thatcher ban and followed right up by a Maverick ban on Clubhouse. Pretty comfortable map for Boise here, as we've seen them play it in almost every game that goes to a second or third map, as it is their comfort pick. Possible bans will probably next be the Mira and then Malusi, as she is very strong in this map. But instead, they're actually going to go for the Maestro with his Evil Eye cams with the lasers on him. That is a surprising pick on the side. We don't know who made the bans, as the teams are not named this time, so that's too bad for us. But final ban, hopefully we see the Mira ban. And there it is.
Yeah, we saw Mira, and we definitely saw a lot of Thatcher last game, so definitely those are got to be out for this round.
Yeah, they were definitely big playmakers. We've always seen Boise struggle against Amira, which is why they lost on those attack rounds so many times, as Mira was just able to make a lot of key visual and plays, as their Cade was as well. Cade was tricking a lot of those walls, destroying a lot of the hard breaches that Boise was throwing out. So we go back to the strats, and we do see finally some new operators on the side of Boise with the Capitao and Cali for once. And finally not the stereotypical Ash and Thatcher they've been running. So a nice little variety there. We're going to see some new faces on the side of Oregon State as well, with the Wamai being 6 picked out. And we're going to see Sherb return to the Monty finally, with 6 picking off Cali. So that means they have no anti-hard breach on their end for the electricity, so it's going to be a lot of tricking we're going to see on the side of Boise State.
Yeah, hopefully they can get in, be quick about it, because like I said, that last game, a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it definitely was. Went into overtime, so that's how nail-biter it was. And Oregon State went for the very traditional CCTV first defending site on second floor. We're going to see BSU save a lot of their drones, as we know they love doing their I'll drone you in, you fall behind, and eliminate everyone I ping for you. But they're going to set up a lot of the drones first floor, try to get underneath and open up those floors with the Zofia, as Danny loves going into that stock room and destroying all of the electricity
10 seconds left
with
before
his
insertion.
impact grenade launcher. We're also going to see Fox bring in his AR and not the LMG on Capitao, even though they do the exact same amount of damage and exact same stats. It's just for the faster reload. He did bring the hard breach gadget, which I do like to shout out that at least, because this is a much earlier patch than current game. So Ace still has his 3 knockdown charges on a single throw. I believe Zero's not being able to be played anymore, and Aruni's not even in the game yet.
See Boise State scouting some things out, making sure it's safe to get in.
Yeah, Monty's going to have a really rough time with this Legion, trying to push up all of Catwalk on stairs. We're going to see Ace throw one onto each wall, so unless Cade's able to throw it onto the wall really quick, those are going to open up the entire wall. Sweaty also on the Bandit, able to deny it as well. But once again, this Legion's going to deny Sherb this entire time, buying as much time as his team as possible. We're going to see Capitao open up the garage wall right underneath that Catwalk, so maybe able to collapse on this Legion while he trolls Sherb on this Monty. We've seen this work against Boise State before, just over-committing to the Monty on Catwalk. So they can only try the strat 1 or 2 times on this map site, and then they're going to have to abandon it pretty quickly.
My device is ready. It'll sting a lot.
Still, another very slow start for Boise. We saw them, whenever it gets down to about a minute, they just started to try to rush on site, take those fights, and get those eliminations. We see Juco with the cross angle onto this Legion and is able to get him through the railing. So Sherb is able to push up free, and Juco is able to take out Buzz as well after opening up that wall. He's looking to be a Boise State round with it being a 4v1 after Hector taking out Ultrasen. Us 2 members on A site with a 3rd going down red stairs at the moment. We're seeing all the C4s come out trying to take Sherb out with the Monty blocking the door, but Juco's able to get the plant down. Fox is able to get the elimination through the wall. So last 2 members are kind of stuck in here with Sherb just standing and watching. The human drone. Danny's able to kill Hector as he tried to go for the rotation, and then as the final bandit pushes out, Sherb's able to pull out a pistol and shoot him in the back.
A lot better attacking side from Boise State this map than we saw last map. They were actually able to get in, play their game, hold the site, and kill the members of Oregon State.
Yeah, it definitely panned out better, and Boise's definitely on their comfort pick map here, as Cafe has never been their map of choice. Even though they barely won it, they probably shouldn't have with how well Oregon State was playing that. But kudos to them. So hopefully we see much faster. We're going to see the exact same ops come out of Boise. So with Oregon State going back to this same site, this time they are not bringing Cade. Instead, they're bringing a Goyo to even heavily more go against this Monty, as well as a Wamai. So I'm curious how much difference both the fire shields and the frisbees are going to make this coming round, as Monty kind of was one of the key players for the Boise strat, but if Oregon State's able to counter it this time, they are going to have to swap it up.
Yeah, Oregon definitely was not prepared for Boise State just sitting there watching them as the bomb was getting ready to be defused. So we'll have to see what Boise State brings into this round and if Oregon can counter it.
Yeah, they definitely overcommitted the 2 or even 3 C4s they threw at that Monty to try to get him out of the corner, and they didn't even deal enough damage, and they weren't even able to get around to pincer him to take him out, as they had 3 members alive, but they did not have the health advantage, and Boise just had the rest of the map under control. As they didn't even do a west side take, they just went straight through the garage, took B site, and were able to get the diffuser down. Juco opening up that wall right above where Buzz is at the moment was pretty much the huge play, as he was able to take out the 2 members of Oregon State as they were rotating to deal with that Monty. But now with the shield and both ADSs on that catwalk, Monty's going to have one hell of a time trying to get up there. Seeing human droning around, seeing the rotations that the Oregon State members have made. We're seeing Danny waiting right outside stockroom so he can open up the floor and get rid of the electricity on that wall that Juco went through earlier. We're going to see Juco also drone through right by that wall. See who's waiting on red stairs for Danny, as the one member is actually rotating right there. We can see through the wall his little highlight silhouette. Both drones follow out for Danny's, give him the call out so he can open up the floor. He does have the Claymore to prevent a possible rotation around. Sure, getting poisoned with those Legion mines, they can buy more time for Oregon State, but hasn't worked out for him so far, so we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to see Juco just yeet one of his hard breaches onto the wall into the electricity and loses that. He even threw that one a bit too low, but we're going to have to see if it pays off for him, as they still have their 3 down charges in this patch. But Boise's now out of hard breaches because Capital used his at the bottom of garage. They don't have another hard breaching op since the Maverick was banned, which is the traditional pick here, if he's not. You can see a little quick exchange between Sweaty, but Danny is going to end up losing that firefight to the Jaeger, who rotated all the way around. So good on Hector, but he's now below a quarter HP, so not looking too good there. Boise doesn't really have first floor control anymore after losing Danny to secure that. So things are looking much better for Boise, as we see Stable able to headshot Sherb, so the Monty is down. Things are not looking good for Boise here.
Boise does answer back with 1. Oregon's still not the healthiest right now.
Yeah, but even at that low HP, he is able to take out Fox and Juco, it seems. Oh no, that was Dongle that time, so we're going to see him have to push him on the red stairs, but running out of bullets with only 21 in the gun, gets taken out by the 2 members collapsing in on him. Oregon State got wise after 1 game with that Monty, countered him and beat him.
Yeah, Oregon is definitely playing Boise State to their fullest. They're realizing what they're doing in the next game, automatically correcting it so they can push back against Boise.
Yeah, so with Boise still running the Monty, I have to ask, are they smart enough to change it up for the variety this time? They're running the exact same ops, and Oregon State's just ready to accept and beat them down with it. Even if Clubhouse isn't the defender side of the map, it's a pretty even map, actually. It was one of the good ones Ubisoft actually made, surprisingly. And with how well Boise, this is their pick, and they're just barely holding on after winning that first round. It's too early to tell, but with the Mozzie possibly 6 picking against Boise's very good drone game, I like the Valkyrie pick. It gives them more information able to tell him where the Monties come from. Monty won't be able to kill the cameras until another teammate comes in, but they'll see that before that happens. So really hope that we see the Valkyrie get a lot of value here. They're not running a Castle, which is a very interesting pick because Castle is very good at dealing with the Monty, as you can just shoot his feet as he tries to destroy it.
Yeah, Boise State's gotta switch it up here. You know, same composition against Oregon State. Oregon State's just gonna get wise again and block them out of their game.
Yeah, the typical Boise strat here on defense or on attack for the basement is they're going to go through that dirt tunnel right where Buzz is going through right now. They're going to ace hard breach it open so he can crouch through. Danny's going to follow him right behind. They're going to do the pincer maneuver through blue hallway through the garage as well, right above stockroom. So I'm curious to see what Oregon State might do to counter it, or if Boise changes it up, they might go through and try the kitchen strat through main entrance as well. So there's a solid 2 attacking strats here that Boise can pull off, but it seems Oregon State's going to have a pretty solid defense here with the few roaming members that they're running. We're going to see Rook all the way up in 2nd story bathroom. Solid spot to just hold up there. So Boise might have to do a top-down take if they want to clear him out. Or he's going to get the master flank and just take out the attacking members of Boise, so they might lose this round if they're unable to deal with that Rook.
Yeah, Boise State came out swinging in the first round. Second round, not so much, and in the third round, they're taking their time to get into the building.
Yeah, we saw Capitao over by himself at those blue stairs. We saw Danny run through the stockroom, already trying to get into the barn, possibly maybe 2nd story to clear out that Rook. We see Ultrasen all the way on the other end of garage. We see Sherb, like I mentioned, through this dirt tunnel by himself, going to run into that Legion mine. You see the drone following him for the information. Literally a foot away from the Legion mine, and so if he steps forward, he's going to have to take that out, or he's going to just lose all of his life to it. See Danny overcommit with his gadget on that wall, try to clear out a possible member who is hiding behind it. We're going to see Juco able to take out Sweaty, but we're going to then see Fox clear out one of the Legion mines, so that should be better for sure. See Cade at the end of the armory. So Boise State collapsing on the site fairly well, but with that Rook still coming up behind him, unless Boise gets the plan down very soon, things are not going to end well for either team. Saw the pistol come out with a few hip fires, but with no laser on it, it's going to be very inaccurate. Sherb losing a lot of his life to this Legion mine, just ticking away one at a time. Although he is going to be able to get the melee on Cade and then miss every single shot he took with his pistol and just going to have to melee again. We're going to see Fox on the Nomad get taken out by Hector, and then Juco's going to be able to take out Stable. So it is a 1v2 situation with Hector having the health advantage, but it seems that does not matter as Sherb is able to take him out with a final headshot from his pistol.
Yeah, Boise State was not looking good there for a second. Thought we were going to have to see Boise State go down a man again and possibly have Oregon take 2 rounds.
Yeah, Oregon's definitely their most comfort on defense for sure, as we saw on Cafe, very evident, but that is also a very defender-sided map. But looks like Boise, tried and true, we won a round, so we're not going to change anything. Maybe a possible change to Ash, but that's not much difference from Zofia. Zofia's just a tiny bit better, in my opinion, with her 2 concussion grenades as well. So have to wait and see if that is the game changer for Boise State, as Oregon State now bringing in a Malusi that wasn't banned, so that could be a huge key player, as Malusi is a very strong being able to slow down the Boise State push. But with having a Monty, he's already slow enough, so I don't think it really will affect that much. But this is also back when she had her good gun, the T55 rather than the MP5. So she could definitely be a game changer here.
Yes, hopefully Boise, regardless of their tried and true methods, continue to outsmart Oregon State. But I just think Oregon State's going to get wise to what Boise State's doing, and I think they're going to take this round.
Yeah, we're going to definitely have to wait and see. Now also running a Smoke and a Legion to even counter the Monty even more as he pushes down Dirt. Smoke with that deployable shield should be able to hold Dirt all by himself. Given a Jaeger ADS, probably a Legion mine, and his 3 smoke grenades, he can deny Dirt tunnel for the rest of the round practically. And he has the shotgun, so if even Monty tries to get close, he could just blow one of his legs off quite easily. So I really hope we see that engagement, and then maybe Boise State might actually run a member behind Monty rather than just a drone to give him some protection, but it's definitely going to cause a huge mishap there unless Boise tries to change up their possible strat here for attack.
Yeah, regardless of the win last round, I think Boise still needs to change up their strat because we saw it last game. Oregon's just going to understand what they're trying to run and counter it every single time.
Yeah, we're probably going to see a total of the 3 bomb sites. We're never going to see the 4th, so things are definitely not looking good for Boise and their one-team strat here. But Monty's trying to bait out the smoke grenade that was just thrown out. There it is, buying him some time. Monty take just a little bit of that poison damage, but Smoke's able to just sit behind his cover with 2 ADSs. They're never going to be able to push through that unless they overcommit so many resources. Sherb's not able to push past that deployable shield as they placed it perfectly. So stalling out 2 members of Boise State as they're just sitting there. We're going to see Danny come down the main stairs right behind Ultrasense drone. So pretty typical Boise State strats here we're seeing so far. Yeah, he's not going to be able to burn through any of that, even waste one of his hard breaches. We're going to see Buzz able to take out Danny after they trade with each other. Ultrasense dropping through garage, trying to get a possible cheeky drop kill, but is unable. See Sherb getting on the Legion Mine, having to push through. They were able to take Dirt Tunnel after committing so much to it. But with that Malusi slowing down Sherb still as he takes out the Legion Mine.
Boise State taking a little bit of damage here, trying to get into the site.
Yeah, things are not looking well as Sherb almost just walked past the Malusi as we see Sweaty take out Fox, Juco takes out Dongle, and Sherb melees Sweaty, but Stable's able to take out Juco. So Oregon State takes the round as we saw they got wise to their Monty strat and was just able to counter him with the Malusi, the Smoke, and the Legion. They did commit a lot to it, but they won their firefights. Buzz traded with Danny, and then we saw a constant back and forth between the 2 teams.
Yeah, I don't think Boise State's going to be able to continue this same strat going forward. Oregon is willing to invest all of the resources possible to counteract that Monty, and it's not looking good.
Yeah, with Boise picking 90% of the same ops, with now Ultrasense swapping over to the Gridlock instead of the Nomad that we've been seeing very consistently. I don't know if that's going to be the real game changer, as her spike traps are still a throwable that can be destroyed by the Jaeger ADSs, or if they chose to run OMI, it would have gotten rid of that. But now with the Malusi being 6-picked out for a Legion, I don't know if that was the right play, but Malusi versus the Legion against a Monty, I would definitely want the Legion instead. And they're also running the Smoke and the Goyo, so this Monty's not going to have a good time.
Yeah, we'll have to see how long Boise State can hold on to the Monty before switching it out for something else, especially on this attack.
Yeah, I know they definitely like to hold on to their Monty, especially on Clubhouse. Since this match has been played, they have gotten better at not holding on to the Monty so hard, but they will definitely hold on to it hard here. I know they will. They're stubborn like that, especially with a Monty. They enjoy their human drone. Their drone game has always been very strong, and so just being a human drone is twice as good, except for when you die. That's not the good part.
Death is never good, especially not in Rainbow Six, especially when it means you go down a man against Oregon State here.
Yeah, we did see Smoke somehow take a little bit of damage, probably from his teammates or running into the electric wall or something. So that did not go well, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, one-tap headshots. You just got to click on the heads, and then they go down instantly.
That's the name of the game. Clicking heads is always the best course of action.
Yeah, we immediately see Sherb on the Monty pushing upstairs, as is tradition at this point. He's going to run into the Legion Mine, have to go all the way back. He does see the 2 of them, so they're going to have to get shot out by one of his fellow teammates who has to peek through the door to take him out. So we'll see how that engagement goes. Ultrasense trying to find him, waiting for Sherb to ping him. Able to take out one, but there's still one more up there that is not going to be able to get shot as it is too high up for that angle. But if Ultrasense wants to be able to shoot it, he has to push through that doorway right into Legion's line of sight. It looks like Sherb just ended up stepping on it, losing almost a bar of his life there to that Legion Tick poison mine. Goo mine, sorry. A little bit of crossfire coming across from that window, but with no member of Oregon State even on that site, should just be fine. As once again, Sherb just runs into another Legion mine. You'd think Boise would wise up to being, hey, they're countering a Monty. We should not run Monty anymore.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Well, so far, this has not been the case for Boise. They're tried and true with Monty, and they're going to stick with it going forward. But Boise State now has the one-man advantage.
Yeah, Danny almost lost his life there to the smoke shotgun, but was able to take him out. So he now has control of red stairs. However, he was not able to get control of A site yet through that rotation through the wall. Sherb once again having to take time to take out that Legion mine as Danny is taken out by Buzz on the Goyo. So quickly evening up as we then see Fox get taken out by Buzz as well through the window. We see Fox try to swing, or Buzz try to swing wide on Juco, but gets taken out. Oh, and then off to the side, we're going to see Sherb fall to the Legion on Catwalk. So now with Juco having less than 5 HP and Ultrasen losing his life to the Jaeger, Stable is able to take out Juco, and Oregon State wins the defensive round again on this site.
Boise State has got to change up something going forward here. That's now 2 rounds for Oregon State, and they're just throwing all that they have at this Monty, and it's working for Oregon State.
Yeah, and with Boise refusing to change anything, still going Monty on this new site, we're going to see the Castle come out, which is another new operator for both these teams. Everything else staying the exact same. We're going to see Ultrascent now swap over to an Ash rather than the supporting operators he's been playing. So maybe having the Ash and Zofia might make the huge difference. We're going to see Bandit 6-pick to the Cade possibly, or he can always go back. Seems OSU is still going to be able to counter this Monty with both the Goyo and the Legion. Not running Smoke this time, but Smoke isn't needed as much on Gym and Bedroom, as they can just open up the wall in between the 2 sites so they have complete vision of it. And since Mira was banned, they're not able to do the bathroom defensive strat on the attacker-favored wall there. So, seems might be another Oregon State round just simply because Boise is overcommitting to this Monty, so we could see a map 3 here.
We'll have to see, but yeah, Boise State just brute forcing their way through this composition against Oregon, who are just sitting back, relaxing, and playing their composition.
Yeah, they're even winning gunfights, so we've seen Danny barely come out of gunfights with barely any life, or he just straight up trades his life for it, which is obviously not advantageous for the BSU team. So I'm curious why they're non-stopping going for this strat. Boise, I guess, is just stubborn like that.
Yeah, Boise's got to be stubborn to continue to play this same composition round after round after round with some success on one side and then back-to-back not so successful on the other.
Yeah, maybe after this map, if they lose it and we go to a map 3, they'll throw in some variety. Maybe some Clash, maybe some old Tachanka with his turret before he had the rework with the Flame. That'd be an amazing meme to see him before it dies. But once again, we see Danny lose his life to Buzz. Buzz on this Goyo with that Vector is just a force to be reckoned with. All the way down in basement, making his rotation now. Good on Buzz for able to get that quick early pick. We're going to see Fox able to take out the Cade through the roof. That is quite nice to see. He's able to at least see it and take it out so they don't have to try to find it later on when they want to breach that wall. Seeing Juco waiting on that wall, trying to take it out, but we're seeing Cade actually trick the wall with the drone from Juco as well. So he's not going to be able to get that wall unless he's able to take out the final Cade trap that he has, since he only has 2 claws. Sherb walking right past Buzz on the stairs, never saw him, runs into the castle, and the Cade on his right. Fox taking some damage from one of the members as we see Buzz right there. They don't know, they now know he's there. He runs right into him. Once again, stepping on Legion Mine, losing ticks of life one at a time as Buzz has to retreat and probably go through the stairs right by garage. So he's not going to be able to push through that Monty. We're going to see Juco upside down get headshot by Sweaty. And then Crossfire comes out all the way from server room from Hector, able to take out the Ash. Sherb is able to take out the Cade just by sheer force. And then we're going to see Fox able to run all the way around. But they're going to have to plant probably in Gym if they wanted to get it down, but seems they want to. They don't even have diffuser, so they're going to have to go all the way out the window. We're going to see Sherb burning, but survives. Fox able to take out the Legion. The C4 comes out, but he's eliminated before he's able to activate it. Yet the Goyo shield fired, or Fox takes him out actually through the Capitao fire as he runs through both Legion mines.
This has been incredibly hectic last few minutes. I don't know how Oregon has brought it back to a 1v1.
Yeah, and Hector just heard him place it down, so unless he swings it right now, he's just bought himself 45 seconds, but still loses the firefight, not having the life advantage. And the Hector with the Jaeger and the 41C takes the round for his team.
Slightly better round there from Boise State after going down for one man so early in the round, but Oregon just outplaying Boise, knowing that their comp is going to be the exact same every round and that they're going to attack the exact same. But now we're switching things up, so hopefully Boise can bring things back on the defense.
Yeah, after Oregon taking defensive round 4 rounds, and then Buzz being able to eliminate Danny so early on was a great pick. And then both Hector and Buzz, being the roamers for their team, were able to make very key plays and get those key operators removed from the attacker side. And now on the defense, we see Sherb on the Clash. Finally, some variety, which I love. But he 6-picks immediately away to the Jaegers, so we lose that moment of pure joy. We see Danny on the poles. Probably a C4 through the floor might happen here. We see Fox on the Mozzie taking away those drones that Oregon State has been using very well, as they haven't worried about the Boise State drone game, as they've been able to just remove the human drone out of the equation. Cade gonna probably Cade trick one of the walls, and then we're gonna see finally Juco on the castle, which is what I've mentioned before, which Oregon State didn't do on their defensive strat of this map. So I'm curious if they're ready to face the Boise State castle.
Yeah, hopefully Boise State's castle will project them forward into a 3-4 scoreline on this first round of defense here. But I just don't like the way that Boise State continued to brute force their way with the same comp against Oregon. Oregon were obviously wise enough to it and were able to get the 4-2 lead over Boise.
Yeah, if you play a broken record, eventually you learn it. So hopefully maybe we don't see the 6-pick from Clash. As a newly Clash main in the game, she's a playmaker. Nobody ever expects her in high-level plays of ranked, and so when you finally do just pull her out, she's a force to be reckoned with. She does have the full-length shield, electric slows, and a fully automatic SMG pistol, essentially, that she can just burst you down with if you can perfectly time your shield put away, turn around, block the bullets, and fire at the same time. But I don't think we'll see that from Boise State. They don't practice anything out of the ordinary for siege strats. We're waiting for Danny to use his pulse heartbeat sensor through the floor and maybe get C4 through the floor, as all members of Oregon State are on that first floor just running around. We're going to see Sherb able to take out Hector. So it was a key member lost for Oregon State, as he's one who's consistently won gunfights, but that Ash is gone. They still have Sable on the Zofia, so they still have 2 ways to launch an explosive. Sherb's going to open up that little keyhole for a little peek into main entrance, or even drop through hatch. So things are looking better for Boise State on this defense in basement.
Boise State with that man advantage right now. Hector out of the game. Hopefully they can keep this lead. But Oregon State has found the bomb.
Yeah. Also, one of the new operators we haven't seen yet is Sweaty on the Hibana and Buzz on the Jackal. Whenever I played, I was always the Jackal main, and it was kind of interesting as you're able to locate roamers quite easily, but Boise State not actually running any roamers this time around, as they are in the basement, which I do think is a smart play, because when Oregon State ran the roamers, they did win the round, but he wasn't actually the key player there, as they just won out of defense. We're going to see Danny with the heartbeats, and they're able to take out Sable just through the wall, as they didn't even acknowledge that the wall was soft rather than the reinforced. We're going to see Dongle on the Thermite take out Sherb. So at least able to get things a little bit more even between the two teams. Fox falling below a quarter HP, spraying up bullets down main, but Danny able to take out Buzz. All three members now on the west side of basement. With only 2 remaining on the attacking side, things are not looking good for OSU. They do have Sweaty on B, but not having Diffuser. Dongle now just dropping down. It's down to the 2 hard breachers. Sweaty does have the better gun here and was able to get the headshot, but then loses his life to Fox as Fox swings it, but Dongle ends up getting taken down by Fox. Fox gets defused, and Boise State finally wins a round against Oregon State here.
You know, it's been very back and forth with Oregon State and Boise State, but Danny with the triple kill there, that's exactly what Boise State needed to win the round.
Yeah, Oregon just did not acknowledge the fact that all that their wall was soft, that they could have easily breached right through and had that crossfire on Danny. I think the Pulse was a huge win for them, as they were able to, they didn't even C4 through the floor, they were just able to shoot him through walls traditionally as the operator was actually meant to be used. So good on Boise State for able to do that. And we're going to see finally a little bit of variety with the Malusi and the Valkyrie now being picked. With the other 3 staying the same, we're going to see the same operators come out of Oregon State. But hopefully this will be a little bit more even, as we're now going to the CCTV second floor bomb site.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Boise needs to get their game on a roll, down by 1 round, but can they tie it up?
Yeah, this is definitely Boise's comfort map, so I hope we can see maybe not go into overtime this time and see a little bit more of a comeback here from them, as they are on defense now. There definitely should be more of a comfort for them, but they're going to have to win the next 4 rounds if they want to be able to get a clean sweep here and take us and just win the game rather than go to a map 3.
C4 deployed.
10 seconds to go.
We're going to see C4s wasted on making rotations, as no members
5 seconds
had
remaining.
impacts, or I guess Sherb on the Malusi just didn't pick impacts this time,
Attackers
which
must locate and
seems
defuse
kind of
the bomb.
detrimental, as they wasted 2 C4s making rotations. You need those to be able to yeet over the railings and get free kills or throw it through the floor. So that is a lot of utility, sadly, wasted, but rotations are very key to win this site on the defender side. We're going to see them immediately just get the wall right open, as they didn't even have electricity or waited for it with not even a Mew. So Ultrasen losing that already. Sable then taking out Sherb all so quickly. Oregon State already doing so much better on this site.
Yeah, Oregon State are going fast into this side. They are done with Boise State's game, and they are ready to play their own.
Yeah, and they are definitely playing their own, as Juco already takes a little bit of poke damage from a quick engagement. Hector below half HP, but Danny, walking past 2 members, gets tracked by the Jackal and on the rotation, gets killed by the Jackal. So good on Buzz once again, getting Danny's number and taking him out to dinner, because he's gone.
Boise State with that 2-man down against Oregon State. Oregon are just absolutely wrecking Boise State in this round.
Yeah, so if this is an Oregon State round, that means they are only 2 away from victory if they are able to take this. But in a 2v5 situation with defender advantage and them having life advantage, but Oregon State with a flawless round on this attacker side, able to just dismantle Boise State's defense. I didn't even have time to get the plant down. So things got to be going through Boise State's mind of, we got to change something, because clearly it ain't working.
It's not working. Boise State had partial moments where they looked dominant over Oregon State, but in this map, Oregon just looked like the better team.
Yeah, it was not a good showing there for Boise at all. As they go back to the side, we're going to see the Malusi still come out. Hopefully she has impacts this time to open up the rotations and not waste those 2 C4s from her fellow operators there. We're not going to see the return of Valkyrie. Instead, we're going to have Legion come out. And then the same operators on the side of Oregon. But since they won the site, Boise is able to pick it again for defense. Maybe Danny on this Jaeger will able to get a pick on his roaming rotations rather than get immediately tracked by Jackal and lost. Fox with the Legion finally has impacts to make rotations and not waste C4. So that way Juco is able to maintain it. And Sherb with his Nitro Cell doesn't have impact. So he's going to able to have that even though they never used it even. So even bringing those extra C4 charges haven't been utilized as Oregon State's smart enough to realize Monty's easily countered
5 seconds remaining.
and shouldn't be the key star of your team.
Yeah, I really think Boise State messed up with just going back to back to the Monty. I think it slowed them down, and it's the reason why they're down 2 rounds right now.
Yeah, and it could possibly be a third unless Boise State is able to win some gunfights and make a bit smarter choices on the defense. They are defenders. They don't got to move as much. You can just hold your angles, and they have to push through you. So then it just comes down to a competition of skill of, all right, can we win a gunfight against you when you have advantage? And the answer should hopefully be no.
Yeah, we know Boise State has the ability to win those gunfights, but they're just not holding it, and Oregon State's just busting in.
Yeah, we see a couple members already breaking through those wooden barricades. We see that ace right outside the window running for a split second, but he picks it up and is able to make the rotations back to his team. We see Hector going through basement, trying to find Danny where he was before, but Danny holding strong over at the bar with Sherb as well. So maybe the duo roamers are able to make a huge difference here as the other 3 members of Boise State are just holding on site, while Oregon State's trying to get control of the map slow and steady. I really hope we see an engagement between these 2 roamers and the Jackal as he's trying to find their footprints, and we haven't seen that come out just yet. He's actually right underneath that garage and is able to take out Juco with a great angle. And then Hector's able to take out Sherb, and then Danny's able to get the payback on Hector, but then Stable's able to take out Ultrasen. Back to back to back. We're going to see Danny finally win an engagement against Buzz, but then immediately gets taken out by Sweaty, and already Oregon State won without even getting on site.
Again, that's another round where Oregon State didn't even have to plant the bomb, and they're just destroying Boise State. They are now up 3 rounds, and Boise State is on the defense.
Yeah, and it's already match point for Oregon State, so things are not looking good for Boise at all, and this was supposed to be their map, and they're losing it 3-6.
Boise State's got to pull out something different. Castle is hovered.
Yeah, and going basement, they will probably stick with the castle and maybe finally reinforce some more walls and hunker down a bit, because playing this kind of more built out, I guess, defensive strat has not been working for them. It did not work for them on CCTV. Yeah, Danny was able to take out Hector, but immediately got taken out by Sweaty, so that did not go well. We're going to see Sludge 6 picked from the Ash, which I do like seeing. Beartail's favorite operator making it,
Attackers need to
making
locate
his
and defuse
showing
bomb.
here, which is very good. Sludge is amazing on attacking this basement site as he's able to open up the entire floor with his sledgehammer without committing any explosives to it. So hopefully maybe they get some angles on the rotations of the members of Boise State as they immediately get that hatch. We're going to see Danny able to take out at least one of the drones for Oregon State. Reinforcing all of the hatches, but with Danny on this pulse, we want to see a C4 through the floor if they want to be able to win this round. We want to see a heavy guard on dirt tunnel with the castle, but he hasn't placed his reinforcement yet. He's opening the rotation through blue at the moment.
Attackers must locate and defuse the
So
bomb.
pretty traditional defense we're seeing on the side of Boise State for once, with not even a single roamer, I hope, as they haven't been able to pay off, but immediately we see Sherb just go run off towards club side of it. So maybe he's trying to get an early pick on one of the spawning members. As we see the rest of the 4 still hovering in basement, Fox just at the landing of the stairs. You see one through dirt tunnel, they cleared it out, so they know that no one's even blocking in there. Yeah, we hear them destroy the barbed wire, so at least Boise State knows they're there. And Danny with the heartbeat sensor is able to see the 2 members in that direction as well.
Attackers have located a bomb.
So we'll see if Ultrascent and Danny can even win these engagements.
It's do or die for Boise right now. They are about to be losing their map pick 3-7 if they do not hold their own against Oregon State here.
Yeah, and already Sable has a pretty good cross angle from that dirt tunnel door, able to see all the way into blue tunnel, but since they castled off that door, he's not able to see at least Fox unless Fox opens up that door. We're going to see Hector get right into above kitchen, able to open up the entire floor and possibly get some vertical plays onto both Danny and Ultrascent if they peek that. We see the C4 attempt happen, but only gets a little bit of damage onto that ace. So far, Boise at least has the health advantage, but in Siege, anything can happen, so just have to wait and see if Dungle gets multiple eliminations, even at that low health. We're going to see a lot of drones be lost on the side of Oregon State, so that's a lot of vision be lost. We're going to see Sheriff try to peek kill that Zofia, but ends up just losing more of his life to it, so trying to just even up the health board here. We see Sable then take out Ultrascent, so that is the Cade lost. So hopefully he plays down both of his claws or else those are gone, but it looks like Sweaty's able to clear out B-site, and then Buzz is able to take out both Fox and Juco, so now it's all down to Sherb to win this 1v5 situation. So it looks like Oregon State's going to take this map, and we're going to go to a map 3.
Yeah, this is something you don't want to see if you're Boise State. You're losing that badly on your map pick, but Oregon just got wise to what Boise State was trying to do and pulled it off.
Yeah, and once again, we are Boise State Esports. We are always looking for more players, more production, more casters, and you can sign up at boisestate.edu/esports. I've enjoyed my time as a player, and I love casting always. I think you have as well.
Yes, this is my first cast with Bear here, but Boise State Esports is one of the best esports programs out there, and they always make all of this enjoyable.
That's why I came to Boise. I came all the way from Washington because Boise had the best esports.
Hey, I also came all the way from Washington because Boise State had the good esports.
Shout out Washington.
Shout out Washington.
Even though we're up against Oregon, just throw that in there too. Yeah.
It's the PNW.
Yeah, let's go. West Coast, Best Coast.
Exactly.
Hopefully we see more variety come out of Boise here. With going to a map 3 after being so close on the first map, winning it by an overtime victory on the 15th round, and then map 2, going pretty much all Oregon State with Boise only winning 3 rounds, which was not good. They won 2 on attack and 1 on defense on their map pick, and now going to a 4th map. We can hear the bans happening, but my guess would be they ban Thatcher, they probably ban Mira, as those are the Boise traditional bans for both attacker and defender. But OSU has actually been changing up their bans on their end, so I'm curious what they've actually ended up picking as we are on Consulate for our final map. Oregon State banning the Thatcher away this time, so Boise's going to have to ban something else instead. We've seen the Maverick be banned pretty consistently, as everyone is getting stick bud in chat. It's going to be the Jackal. Jackal was actually a big playmaker for Oregon State last round, or last map, as he was able to eliminate a lot of the roamers and consistently win engagements. Buzz on that Jackal did very well. We're going to see the Jaeger then banned away. Jaeger, the most picked operator in the entire game, so it makes sense, and he has one of the best defender-sided guns. So we'll definitely have to wait to see what Oregon State's final operator. I hope we see maybe a possible Mira ban. She's not the best on Consulate, but with that Vector, I'd much rather face against a Goyo because his gadget is not as useful. And there we go.
Mirror ban it is, and hopefully Boise State can make some more variety, make some better choices against Oregon State, because after their massive lead on Game 1, Oregon has just been steamrolling Boise.
Yeah, and Boise's pretty comfortable on Consulate. We're going to see a lot of Cade tricking through the garage wall in basement. We're going to see a lot of vertical play whenever they go first or even second floor for that matter. And one strat we have run on when I played on my team is for second story, you can just run a dock and just hold a corner and they cannot push through it at all. But Danny on this IQ and Sherb on this Buck are going to be huge playmakers for this basement site as they're going to push through Piano Room and open up the entire floor. So they're going to be able to see most of site there. Sweaty on this Cade's going to be a huge play as well, as he's going to be able to Cade trick those walls and try to hold it off as long as he can. Try to eliminate both of Thermite's charges so they have no hard breach, only the Maverick left. And Maverick can eliminate the walls by himself. It just takes a lot longer and a lot more commitment to those. We're also going to see Dongle on this Maestro, who was actually banned previously, so maybe he's a threat to be reckoned with this Maestro, as his evil eyes are very good on the site. Being bulletproof, cameras can just stare at the enemy as they play, able to give callouts for his team as well. Sable might be roaming on this work as he's done in previous rounds, which we hope to see, because he didn't get a lot of value last time, so I hope we see a lot more value come out of it this time on this newer map, which is a lot more open to roamers. A lot more rotations being made between floors with those stairwells. We're going to see Sweaty open up the floor real quick so he has a little bit of a cross angle so he can throw down that claw.
And if you're Boise right now, you just got to mentally reset. New map, new composition. Forget about you losing your last map pick 3-7. New game, new you.
Hopefully. And maybe even more variety in operators rather than the same 5 we are currently seeing. Because Oregon State have definitely just been learning the Boise State strats and perfectly countering them so far, as evidence of the past 2 maps.
Boise State just handing Oregon their playbook right now, but we do see a pick onto Oregon State, giving Boise State the 1-man advantage.
Yeah, Danny immediately rushing into this piano with Sherb, as I mentioned prior, is the strat for Boise here. So Oregon taking probably the L for this round so they can learn the strat for Boise on this map, and then perfectly going to counter it, as that rook sadly just ran right into Danny as he turned that doorway. We're going to see the grenade come out, but the Wamai Frisbee is able to take it away, denying that. He does have one more, but it could possibly be wasted here rather than used as a traditional grenade would, since Jaeger was banned. It's all down to those Wamai to be the anti-ordnance. 3 members all watching that grenade site. All of the Boise State drones just losing their lives to this basement garage area. Danny and Sherb still on the first floor, but not able to make any plays just yet. Sherb able to open up most of the floors to cut off those rotations, as we see. Sadly, no vision onto the enemy, as no one is even near kitchen. The flashbang is wasted on that Wamai gadget again. So am I getting a ton of value here with Jaeger being taken out of the equation?
Bomb diffuser has been dropped.
We're going to see Thermite lose the diffuser, and then Fox also loses life to Sweaty. Danny using one more of his breaching charges, trying to get another eye on the rotation. A quick little good night from Sweaty. Things are looking better for Oregon State here, as it is now a 3v4 situation for Boise. With only 30 seconds remaining as well, Danny is taken out by Buzz once again. Buzz really has Danny's number and was not letting him make any plays. We're going to see Ultrasense swing onto Buzz and able to take him out as Hector takes out Sherb. So now in a 1v3 situation, Ultrasense going to have to be making some plays, as he just does, taking out Sweaty. Able to take out the Maestro Cam as well as the Maverick with his blowtorch. He has to plant right now, as Smoke was not able to get it onto him. He was not able to throw it in time enough. Hector able to swing wide with his Mach 11 and take out Ultrasen.
And that's Oregon State within the round.
Yeah, it was very much a nail-biter. Oregon State played that very well, played it much slower, holding their angles, as Boise State wasting a ton of their utility trying to open up. And with them not moving, Boise was not able to even get the rotations from the first floor, so all well by Oregon State there.
Oregon State's just playing their game. Boise State's really struggling to throw the book at Oregon and try to get something else in there.
Yeah, Boise definitely seems off their game here, as they nail-biter of a first map, lost pretty hard on the second map, and maybe they're able to pull it back here. We're going to have to wait and see, as we're going into round 2 on this Boise State attack, with Oregon State just winning the basement. Now we're going to go to second floor in office, so hopefully we'll see a different strat here, as we do see the Mute come out and the Melusi and the Legion. So a couple different operators here for the defensive side, as the attackers, broken record, not changing anything.
Boise State's got to change up something. If they lose this round and go into the next round with the exact same composition, Oregon's just going to have a field day with it.
Yeah, they know exactly what to expect from the side of Boise State. They're not even 6 picking away from operators. They're not even trying to do like bait and switch with that. It's just not been working out for them. I know these are Boise State's comfort picks on these maps, but if they're not working for you, you gotta try something different. You gotta throw a curveball, even if it's a curveball for your own team. If it works, it works. So it's definitely gonna be probably a nail biter of a map for this, as we could possibly see an overtime if Boise State likes to be the broken record that they are currently being. But with what we are seeing now, it looks like they might do a bottom-up take, with garage not even being reinforced, as they have no need to since they're on the 2nd floor.
Boise State defining insanity right here, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results but not getting them.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the villain from Far Cry 3 to just come out and just, do you know the definition of insanity? It's
Well,
what I'm feeling right now.
Obviously Boise doesn't, because they would have switched up their composition by now.
We hope so, at least. That's what we did in my team all the time, just to keep it fun. This is a video game after all. You gotta play it for entertainment. I get it's a sport, but you still gotta have fun at the end of the day. But we're gonna see Danny actually able to take out Hector as he's rotating around, shooting him in the back through the hatch. So good on Sherb and Danny, able to finally get those rotation picks through the floor rather than through the ceiling. Gonna see a lot of fire come out towards Ultrascent as he goes through the wall, yet sadly, no damage is even done. We're gonna see Fox upside down. See one of the members of Oregon State rotate through, but no damage was traded there. A lot of commitment coming out from Juco on those flashbangs, able to take out 2 of the Wamai Frisbees. Ultrascent able to get the headshot onto Buzz. So a key player for Oregon State removed, and then Sweaty gets taken out by Fox, yet Dongle takes out Juco. Trying to even up the scoreboard a little bit. In a 2v4 situation, things are not looking good for Oregon, as they immediately make it a 3v2, taking out Fox, who is upside down on that window.
Still losable for Boise here. Oregon has been known for their clutch moments.
Yeah, they have, and they've been winning these gunfights, but with Danny holding the nice angle from the stairs, able to take out Dongle in a 1v3 situation and having less than 25% health. This should be a Boise State round, making a 1v1 as Ultrascent is getting the plant down. And Sherb wins the gunfight against Sable. Boise State wins their first round in kind of a hot minute.
That's exactly what you want to see from Boise. Even though they're defining insanity here by going the same comp over and over again, they were able to outplay Oregon State and just win the round.
Yeah, it's finally nice to see them get back on the game, and maybe this is the start of the ball rolling for them as we see the exact same operators being picked.
Well, hopefully we can have a repeat of last round and not the round before last, where Oregon just out-mind played Boise instantly and were able to take that first round. But Boise did manage to bounce back in the second round, so hopefully with this exact same composition, we can see a repeat of the last round and not the round before last.
Yeah, and we're going to see Oregon's 6 pick from the smoke to a Vigil, an excellent roamer. So maybe on the 2nd floor, he's able to just roam all the way into basement. So when Boise finally does their up-down take once again, he won't be seen on the drones and able to just maybe pick off a member of Boise State or two, seeing as he knows exactly what to expect from the side of Boise, because they haven't changed anything. So we'll have to wait and see. Since they won the round, I wouldn't be surprised if they did the exact same thing, because it won. This can't possibly fail again, as we saw evident in the last map with the Monty on attack.
Oregon opting for that Vigil. Definitely a different play that Boise State might not be expecting here, especially when they're running back the exact same comp they just had.
Yeah, a new operator we haven't seen all game in this matchup, so I really hope he does be a key player. And you know he's a good Vigil if he takes the Boss G, which is his double barrel slug shotgun.
Locate a bomb and defuse it.
We want to see it.
We always want to see the shotguns.
Shotguns are the best meme in Siege, as you're able to just turn a corner and send their body flying across the room in one shot. But in this higher level competitive play, People don't like to meme. They like to take it seriously, but it's fine. They do what they want. They can run their broken strat and lose. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, Boise State's about to become a meme with how many times they're going to be running back their composition and losing time after time. But hopefully they can turn it around, get the round lead against Oregon State, and propel themselves to win overall.
Yeah, Boise taking their typical slow strat of droning out everything, trying to find that Vigil who is actually still on second floor, so he's not even roaming that far away. He's just on the opposite side of the building, still on the same floor as his team. We did see one member. I know he's in basement. Good for him. He's rotating around, not even being scouted by the drones, as all of the drones are on first floor at the moment. So you might be able to make some plays as both Danny and Sherp are making their way into piano room as they do, opening up the floor right underneath B site. Trying to get the plant there as Ultrascent did last round, even after they won multiple engagements, and it was a 3v1 situation. Danny's trying to get the exact same kill on that Smoke, who's not even there this time, because he's out roaming as Vigil this time. And he's able to get some poke damage onto Sherb. Sherb panicking a little bit, trying to find who just shot him out. We're going to see Ultrascent all the way on this window by spiral stairs. Yet didn't even see the member rotate and shoot him down to below half-life. The health not looking too good on the side of Boise State so far.
No, it's not. You don't want to see Boise at start of the round already down that much health on a couple of their members, and Oregon being, again, fully health. But they lose one.
Yeah, right as we say it, the cast occurs. Hector gets taken out by Sherp, so that roamer who loses his life was not able to get enough value for his team. So that's not too good for Oregon State, but with all four members being on site and not a single member of Boise pushing onto site, Danny trying to push up those yellow stairs, get a sightline onto any of the members, is able to take out Buzz as well on that Mozzie. So things looking better for Boise State here as Oregon tried something new and so far it didn't pay off for them. But Dongo's able to take out Juco on that window. As both Sherb and Danny pushing up yellow. Danny's able to take out Dongle as revenge for Juco. And then take out Stable, who is downstairs. And right as Sherb looks away, he peeks the angle. And Sweaty is able to take out both Danny and Sherb out, with Ultrascent also pushing in with his other teammate. They're able to win the round. So Boise State bringing it back. Have to see if they're able to keep this ball running now up the 2 rounds.
Yep, Danny there with another triple kill, just running over Oregon so far in this series. We've seen it time and time again. Danny's the person to just go and make those plays, get those multi-kills, and win Boise State the round.
Yeah, and now with a couple different operators coming out on the side of the defense, going back to the basement with the Rook and the Maestro and the Smoke. Probably no roamers this time, maybe Sable roaming on the Rook. But we're going to see the 6-pick from Legion Decayed. They definitely needed to do that. They had no anti-hard breach, so good on them for doing that. Seeing if they were possibly going to go back to their Monty that absolutely lost them Clubhouse. Thank God they aren't. So
attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
This should be definitely an interesting sight, as Oregon State won this last time. It was the one round they were able to win, as they lost both second floor east stores. Best second floor sites. Wow. Brain dead there for a second. We're going to see Sweaty reinforce all garage by himself. A lot of rotations being open. The Maestro placing down all of his evil eyes as they were taken out by Ultrascent last round, as he had to rush for the plant. Yet he was not able to do it in time.
10 seconds left before.
Really want to see Boise come out of this half positive over Oregon State, because if they can come positive out on attack, I think they can close it out on the
Attacker's
defense.
objective is to locate a bomb and defuse
Yeah, and this is definitely a high-stress match for both teams, as it is a best of 3, and this is 3. So a lot is on the line here for both sides, as it's been a pretty even matchup, as Sherb is able to take out Hector as he's running away from reinforcing the hatch right through main door. So that's a pretty sad loss for Oregon State, as Smoke was their huge denier in basement last when they won this site. So
Hector once again getting caught off guard, and he's out of the game.
yeah, so that should be a little bit of an upside for Boise. Should be a little bit happier. They just threw the Cade on the wall, so just waiting for Danny and Sherb on that piano room to take it out through the floor. Both the Kid and Wamai ready and waiting in the garage. But it looks like Sherb and Danny are going to make the rotation all the way around through main entrance instead of through the window right there. Danny pushing through as Fox drones for him. The typical Boise strat of you drone, I follow, and then I murder. So
A bomb has been located.
Danny is waiting for Sherb to hold that crossing while Danny shoots it through the floor with his IQ gadget, being able to see electronics through walls. And it looks like Jugo's able to open up that wall. Hopefully he does not die with the diffuser right in front of that wall as he tries to go in for the plant. With both Maestro cams watching that angle, they are finally pointing out these, well, my frisbees that are on the wall as they were just throwing into him. They saw the foot, but tried to go for the headshot, instead gets his head shot off. So good on OSU for able to tie that up, as Danny is able to quickly recognize, I'm not going to go for the head, I'm just going to riddle you with bullets. So good on him for quickly getting revenge for his fallen teammates. Now in a 4v3 situation, things not looking the best for Oregon State as they lose Buzz to Fox, pushing down spiral stairs from main. And then Fox is also able to take out Dongo as well. So in a 4v1 situation, they're trying to find this final member of Sable, who's all the way in first floor.
Yes, not looking good for Sable here. Boise State's got the bomb down. Fox is on a 2 spree. And they win the round.
Yeah, Sable just potatoes out real quick against Danny, and Danny wins the engagement as he has his back to him. But Danny, being the carry of Boise, ends up winning that engagement finally. He did not have to fear Buzz, as Buzz was taken out by Fox earlier on. So much better round. Boise finally on a 3 streak right now. First we've seen in a while.
Yep, going back all the way to the very first map where Boise was up that 3-0 against Oregon State. But, you know, they had that lead, and they ended up throwing it in the second half. Hopefully that does not happen this time. Hopefully Boise can keep their lead on attack, transfer it over to defense, and close this game out.
Attackers need to
That's what we
locate
want
and
to see.
defuse bombs.
That's what we want to see. But with Boise
Attackers have located a
running the
bomb.
same things, and Oregon State having some variety and learning, now with Sweaty on the Valkyrie this time. Have to see if it'll be a big change. We also see Sable on the Malusi this time as they went first floor main entrance site. And Boise didn't change anything, of course, to be expected. So for this site, we're going to see a lot of vertical play through the second floor. Second floor is pretty much how you win this site, as you can open up the hatches directly above both sites. So we're going to see a lot of defense come out from both teams on the second floor, as so far 3 members are headed up to try to defend it, and 2 members are going to stay on first floor as they should. So pretty traditional defense on the side of Oregon State here, with just a little bit different operators that we traditionally see Boise play on this defensive site. Normally Boise likes to play their pulse and smoke here. I do enjoy seeing the mute. They didn't need any of electricity from Cade or Bandit, as you don't really need to defend your hard breach walls, as for this site most of your reinforcements go on the north side, not even on the site, mainly right by that bathroom where they have them, but no one likes to hard breach those. You can just push right through the windows from spawn and plant the bomb if you're ever so lucky. But Boise State, likes to take it slow with their drone game, finding as many members as they can on the second floor, seeing that they have a mute, can't explore too much with their drones yet, unless they remove those mute jammers. Seeing a couple of drones being lost to the members of Oregon State. 2 members on the exact same window just looked at a member of Oregon State, yet still repels in, and we're going to see Jugo able to take out Hector, who is hiding in the bathroom there. So things already looking a little bit better for Boise here.
Yep, another round where Boise is up the main advantage. Let's see if they can continue what they've been doing and close it out.
Yeah, we saw Fox just lose half of his life to peeking against Malusi, firing through a wall. We're going to see Sherb able to take out Sweaty with a swift headshot over an admin, and then Sable able to take out Danny, evening it up just ever so slightly in a 4v3 now rather than a 5v3.
Oregon's got to make it interesting. Can't let Boise State have the flawless round.
Not again, at least.
Yes, not again.
They don't. They want to keep their title of flawless round from last map. They don't want Boise to be able to say we flawless you too. So, trying to find this last member who just took out Danny, but they do have second floor control now. So things are definitely looking for better for Boise here. They just need a hard breacher to open up that hatch, and they can drop immediately onto site and get the plant down, or just go through main entrance. As we see the Malusi through the wall, watching those other set of stairs on the west side. We see Juco go onto the balcony with Diffuser. He's going to have to go for the plane.
Fox still on half HP, though, so if one of the members of Oregon State catch him out, could be detrimental for Boise.
And sure, being below a quarter as well. Misses the camera with a 1 bullet. Never want to see that. So, 10 seconds remaining. Boise's making plays now. They have to. And Juco has to plant right now.
5 seconds left.
We're going to see Sherb take out Dongle, but Fox goes down and then is eliminated by Sable. The plant is able to go down, and Fox is able to take out Sable. We're going to see Sherb lose his life to Buzz, though. So in a 2v1 situation, a lot of pressure is on Buzz here, as he has to push over from Piano Room to the bomb site and get defuse all in time. He's only got about 20 seconds to do this. And against the two members, Juco should be all the way outdoors defending the site as he is. So first he has to beat Ultrasen and Juco within the next 5 seconds and able to have enough time to defuse. So it looks like it's going to be another Boise State round. But it looks like Ultrasen's just going to be able to take out Buzz. Boise State now in a 4-round streak and lead.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from Boise State. You want to see them up, especially on that attack, because hopefully they can close it out on the defense. Like I said, we'll still have to see what Oregon does have in store, because we saw this in the first game. Oregon went down a lot. I think it was like 6-2 at one point, and they brought it back into overtime, which is just crazy of how long Boise sat on map point.
Yeah, they definitely should have been able to get a swift victory there, but sadly they did not. So hopefully we don't see a repeat on this map, but with how Boise likes to play their operators, it could very easily happen with Oregon State just quickly wising up to their plays and strats. So we're going to see a 6-pick from the Valkyrie to the Malusi, which I do prefer, especially against an IQ who can just see where your cameras are, even if you had them in a good spot. So
Defenders, protect your
good on Oregon State recognizing that. They're going to go back for the Vigil, try for a possible roaming play, as roamers haven't really worked out too well for them so far, but they're going to give it another shot. So shout out to them for trying new things. Even if they don't work the first time. They can try it a second time, but not a third, hopefully. We don't want to see also Oregon State now running the same ops over and over and over again, as Boise State continues to do so. They recognize that the site is in basement as they quickly scout out one of the members of Oregon State, reinforcing the hatch below him.
10 seconds to go.
Waiting for the attack on the side of Boise State. They're going to do the exact same strat as we've seen them consistently go into Piano Room, open up the floor, take out those electric claws, get open the wall with Juco on the hard breach, go for plant, go from there. But Buzz on this Goyo is a threat to be reckoned with, as he's had Danny's number for multiple maps, winning engagements consistently against him. The Vector, with one of the highest fire rates in the game, is definitely a force to be reckoned with, but having that verticality aspect could be the game changer here for Boise if they want to take this to 5-1 and keep their winning streak going.
And for once, you actually want to see Boise continuing their strats, unlike last game where it was like, please try something new. They're actually, it's working for them, and they're hopefully about to go 5-1 in the first half against Oregon State.
Yeah, I mean, I go to Boise. I want to see them succeed. It may not seem like it, but I want them to do well. But Oregon State, I also want them to wise up to Boise. And these are two very good teams that have obviously kept each other on their toes, as we're on the third map in a best of 3. So this is clearly a good matchup, and they should definitely be scrimming against each other as much as they can so they can consistently learn from each other. But running the same strats consistently over and over. Danny didn't even recognize that he shot it in the first bullet and kept shooting at it, so these are learning opportunities for everybody.
Hey, sometimes you got to make sure it's dead. Oh, but Buzz with the double kill onto Boise State. It's a 3v5. That's not what you want to see.
Buzz able to pull off that C4 through the floor and eliminates both members in that piano room. You both love and hate to see it. You love to see it because C4 through the floor is amazing to watch. And you hate to see it because it was on 2 members of Boise State.
Let's see if Boise State can bounce back, but
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
they've dropped the diffuser. Got another one down, 2v5. This is looking like Oregon's map.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be Oregon's round as, once again, it is all down to Ultrascent on the garage. See if he can make the rotation all the way to Sherb, who is downed right by the hallway near piano, but with all the rotations he made through the floor, Oregon State should be able to just see it through the floor and take out Sherb. It looks like Ultrascent's just going to let him bleed out over there. But with the diffuser being lost and Oregon State having a line of sight on it, they get another flawless round against Boise.
Boise has yet to get a flawless round. Oh, as a Boise fan, it hurts your heart.
Maybe with this changeup of scenery, we're going to see Boise State bring it back and maybe even get their own flawless on defense. They're still up 4-2, but last time we were at 4-2, we went to overtime.
4-2 means absolutely nothing, especially when you have Boise State playing, especially when they're running the comps over and over and over again. But maybe on defense we'll see them change up some stuff and maybe get a flawless against Oregon.
Yeah, and shout out to Hector, who's 6-picking from the Dokkaebi to Sludge. He's the one taking kind of those flex operators that we haven't seen most of the time. He's been the one changing things up, making things interesting for us so we don't have to just keep casting the same Boise State team. So I quite enjoy having a little bit of variety on our end. But with this different map, we are going to see a couple different defenders. We're going to see Danny on the castle this time. We're going to see Fox on the Mozzie, Ultrascent on the Cade as he always is, Juco on the Mute this time, and Sherb on the Malusi. So it's definitely much more of a hard defensive strat here as not so many roamers. Danny's just going to hold piano with Juco this time, which is a much smarter strat seeing as they always attack piano and Oregon State has never defended it. So Boise knows how to defend against themselves, but they're not doing that. They're defending against Oregon State, who have been wising up to the Boise strat slowly. And if history is doomed to repeat itself, we're going to go to overtime in a 4-2 with Boise's going to win 2, and then Oregon State's just going to win the rest until the final round.
If I'm Oregon here, I think I take what I've learned from the last game and just, you feel Boise out. You know they're going to completely just repeat the strat over and over again. You take these 2-round losses like the first game and just steamroll them the rest of the time.
Which we could very well see happen. Oregon State definitely has that in their pocket. They have those skills for the Bills. But with Danny roaming all the way up at second floor, that is something Oregon never did themselves, so that could be a big factor here. But he's going to quickly rotate down to first floor through the hatch that he opened up with his super shorty. Seems the members of Oregon State are taking it slow, not droning as much, but definitely pushing more as a team as we see a quick little engagement between Fox and Buzz. Neither one losing their life, but just one below half and one below 75. And no defending Doc, so no way to heal, sadly. Love to see the Doc Clash pair up, but we'll never see it in this high-level competitive play as it's too much of a meme. Not professional enough.
Hey, sometimes you got to do it for the meme.
Yeah. Tell that to Boise State.
We're about to have some words with Boise State after this game.
Do it! We'll throw down some words as Boise State is currently throwing down in this defense. And Sherb able to get the first elimination of this round only a minute in, taking out Sable with only a minute remaining now. Things are definitely going to have to heat up on the end of Oregon State. They're going to have to start making plays with less than a minute remaining now. The C4 comes out, gets a lot of damage onto the attackers, but no elimination. Ash is not looking too hot, just barely above a quarter with Hector taking a little bit of poke, a lot of damage coming out through the ceiling. We saw Jugo just stare at an enemy, yet no bullets were fired. Dropping grenades after grenades onto the defenders. Yet defenders still have life advantage, and they're up a member. Up 2 members now with Danny finally making rotation over to Piano, taking out Buzz. Dongle's going to be able to take out Jugo. Sweaty's going to end up going down, but he's not dead yet. Dongle's then going to be able to take out Ultra Sen. Hector's going to be able to take out Sure, but Danny gets a double, and Fox gets a C4 kill. Boise State wins their defender round. So if Boise wins the next round, that means Oregon State brings it to overtime, right?
Yeah.
If history's doomed to repeat itself.
If history will repeat itself, Boise will take the next map, 6-2. Oregon will come back in an excellent fashion. We'll go into overtime, but Boise won the last overtime.
So we'll have to wait and see, seeing as these maps are 1-1 right now. Boise State's up 5-2. Things are looking much better for them. Running a different operator for once. We're going to see a Valkyrie.
Honestly,
it's a magical moment.
It's a magical moment. I'm surprised Boise State has gotten out of their comfort zone at all with this Valkyrie pick. They won the round. Let's see if they can, again, not the overtime repeating itself, but the 6-2 repeating itself would be nice.
It'd be a sad sight to see for sure. And it would also be very surprising of just, you're doing it again? Again? That's not something you want to happen for sure. Juco in this Wamai is definitely going to be a huge playmaker for his team, as he is the only anti-ordnance operator at the moment. Don't know why his teammate pinged his own Frisbee. Just like, hey, this is here. Well, yeah, you put it there, but have to wait and see. We're going to see Ultrascent with the Castle, who is not the Oregon State operator to pick for this map, walling off a lot more of the doors that you simply can't just melee down as easily. A lot of Frisbees being thrown down, deployable shield being barely moved, even though it's practically in the exact same spot. Now he has a little bit of peeking onto the 2 windows at least. So pretty solid defense from Boise so far. Walling off a bathroom as well in case a member comes flying through the window and gets a cross angle onto Fox, who is just prone behind that wall at the moment. Not even a single roamer from Boise this time, so Danny is unable to make any of his plays, but he is on smoke, so he's going to be able to deny them as long as they can. Dongle on the window right by Ultrascent as he almost swung it into the firing line of Dongle, but he's going to be able to hold it. Hopefully Oregon State also takes a little bit faster, as they kind of ran out of time last round, which ended up costing them the round as well.
Yeah, Oregon's been known from the last 2 games to kind of run out of time and then panic at the last second of, you know, we got to go now.
Hopefully we'll see a little bit quicker pace then, because we do see a lot more of a faster ops on the side of Oregon State. A lot of 3 speeds and 2 speeds, but no 1-3s. Have to wait and see if that pans out. A lot of bullets being fired for a simple drone, yet doesn't even get the elimination. The Super Shorty comes out, but as he swings it, he gets cross-fired from Buzz on the Buck. So good on Oregon State being able to pincer maneuver that castle. So already Boise is down a member, as enemies are directly on the opposite side of the wall from Danny. And then we're going to see Juco on this Wamai get taken out, as Danny is then able to get revenge for his 2 fallen teammates onto Buzz. Stable then takes out Sherb, and Danny gets taken out by the sledge, missing his Mac 10 shots, or Mac 11 shots, sorry. Stable's up on a triple, I believe, at the moment.
Looking a lot similar to the first game from Boise State versus Oregon. They let them have their comfort room, and then Oregon struck back.
Yeah, he's going to be able to down him and get him with the deagle through the wall. But Dongo's going to be able to get the plant down. Sprays through the wall, but Hector's able to get it at the elimination all the way from balcony through the window. So Oregon State takes the round.
5-3.
5-3. Okay, so it's not 6-2. It's 5-3 now.
It's still way too close for comfort. After that first game, I just don't trust Boise State to have any sort of a lead, but they're still in the lead right now. but this is the third game of the best of 3. So hopefully they can bring it back this next round. They did try the Valkyrie. Looks like they're going to be doing it again. Go up 6-3.
Danny on the Vigil, changing it up ever so slightly as we are on the same site, so no longer committing to the smoke. Unless he 6-picks to a Mozzie, seeing as they weren't able to shoot the drones, might as well just take them over. We're going to see the Ace 6-pick to Ace. Really changing it up.
Yeah.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
But it looks
by
like Oregon
attackers.
State is going to stick with the same operators they just ran, as it did work out for them. They know they can take this. Boise State this time not bringing the castle or the smoke. So we'll see if that is a huge difference for them or not. As Danny was not able to eliminate the sludge outside the wall with his Mac 11. As good as it is, still only has so many rounds. With that high rate of fire, you burn right through them. Ultrascent using his shotgun to open up some rotations for his team. Juco with the Wamai throwing as many frisbees as he can to get rid of all the flashbangs and grenades possible.
Attackers' objective
Things are
is to
not
locate a bomb
looking
and defuse
the
it.
best for Boise, but in Siege, things can change in an instant, so we'll just have to wait and see if maybe even a cheeky spawn peek happens, but nope. Boise State's gonna hunker down with Sherb on roaming right now. Maybe he'll be able to make a couple plays for his team. Or just get eliminated immediately, you know, it's fine.
Would like to see Boise State get the first pick of the round, but they do even it out 4-4.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Yeah, quickly able to eliminate Sweaty after losing Sherb. So good trade from both teams. Nice little
Bomb
early
located
engagement
by
too,
attackers.
so things definitely picking up speed here for both teams actually. Defenders don't really need to speed things up as they are the defenders, but good on Oregon State for, you know, making plays a little bit earlier on. See, Danny holding admin all by himself. Jugo just outside in the hallway. Both Fox and Ultrascent towards site. Hearing the drones, Danny does have the Mozzie, so he'll be able to take over at least 3 of them and then destroy the rest, hopefully, if he doesn't miss his shots. Getting down to 1:30, not any members of Oregon State even on second floor. And now we wait.
Even with that pick, Oregon still moving pretty slow. Boise State has capitalized on that in the past, but I don't know if they will this time.
Yeah, Buck trying to push through that window there, but Danny managing to hold him off. Still has the C4, so can try to yeet it through the window, but it looks like he's going to abandon the window and just rotate through first floor underneath. We're getting down to 50 seconds here. Oregon's going to have to start making some moves as they have the Ace just outside office window. Ultrason's going to try to get the cross angle from stairs, assuming he does not get flanked from first floor.
40 seconds.
Fox saw an enemy crawl up the stairs, but is able to eliminate him along with Juco eliminating Hector. They have Diffuser down now, so things are not looking good for Oregon, so this might be a Boise round going to 6 now. $20 seconds remaining. This is definitely looking to be a Boise State round unless these last 2 members of Oregon State can eliminate all 4 of Boise or pick up Diffuser and get it planted.
Like you said, anything can happen in Siege.
5 seconds remaining.
This is looking like a Boise round.
Yeah, Dongle's able to take out Ultrascent on the mute, but
Operators, you are out of time.
seems they just didn't want to push it at all. And as we see Sweaty type in chat, you got to save the Yop.
Exactly, and now Boise State is on that match point, but we saw this again in the first round, or the first game. Oregon had 2, Boise had 6. Oregon now has 1 more round than previous, but Boise State's got to close it out here. We don't want to see another overtime.
Yeah, we really don't want to see the overtime, but at the same time we do, because it's more Siege to cast.
Exactly.
So we'll definitely have to wait and see how that plays out, but now we're seeing a new operator on the side of attacking with the Maverick for Oregon State. Boise was running the Maverick, but first time for OSU.
Attackers need to locate
See if
and
it'll
defuse
be a
bombs.
huge game changer for them, as Boise State is running same operators they have consistently, so should be a little bit more of a comfort pick for them. But as we know with Oregon, they wise up pretty quick to these strats, and now that we're going back to basement, see if their strat changes ever so slightly, now having 2 hard breachers, no IQ to go through the floor, but they can also just easily open up the entire floor just to visually see it.
Attackers have discovered the
Yeah, and we
location of
hope
a bomb.
Oregon does not fall prey to what they did last time. They're just too slow. You know, when they're on the attack, they wait till the very last
5
second to
seconds
push
to go.
in. Boise State did do that a few times in previous matches, but
Attackers are moving to defuse the
Oregon's
bomb.
just got to speed it up if they want to beat Boise. But Boise's also got to keep their defenses up if they want to close this out.
Yeah, Boise definitely playing slow and steady on the defense has definitely been winning them more engagements. And if Oregon speeds it up, it could possibly even throw them off their defense strats. So that would be a nice little engagement to see with, you know, a Blitz Lion Ying rush we could always dream of, as Buzz gets a quick little headshot onto Fox. So a nice quick elimination for Oregon. Just keep the momentum rolling and just start steamrolling. Is what they should do, rather than just stop, breathe, and plan an attack strat.
Yeah, Oregon cannot sit on their hands here if they want to get the upper hand over Boise. Boise's just keeping their cool, holding their angles, and getting the pick onto Oregon.
Yeah, I heard those footsteps of him swinging wide onto Juco, who is hiding in the bathroom there, but seems Sherp had that cross angle. He also saw Buzz on the buck, but was not able to get that elimination. We're going to see Ultrasen on the Cade throw his claw onto the wall, as he never heard the hard breach come out from Thermite. We see Buck through second floor, opening up the roof onto Sherb and eliminates him as well. Sherb was not able to run out of there in time. Jugo focusing on the drone rather than the man. Bad decision there. Cross angle almost happened for Danny onto Buzz, but in a 2v4 situation, things are not looking good for Boise.
History is repeating itself slowly but surely. Boise State have the game in their grasp and now are down 2-man in match point.
Yeah, we saw Ultrasen attempt the C4 through the floor, but was unable to get it, as they are able to open up that garage wall. All 3 members of OSU are to Ultrasen's right now, and he's able to take out the Zofia at least, but Buck's still being able to be above and open up those floors. Things are not looking too good. Ultrasen's able to eliminate Hector and make it an even 2-2 now.
This is doable for Boise.
Ultrasen definitely being the key player for the round right now, with Danny still having control above in case Thermite tries to run through. So if Danny can hit his shots, it's going to be possibly a Boise round, but the flashbang's coming out, blinding Ultrasen, having to run away.
20 seconds.
Get the rotation.
And that will be Boise State.
There you go. Evens it up quickly. Anything can happen in Siege, even if it's a 2v4 situation. Good on Boise State. Calm, cool, collected, and eliminates all 4 members. Boise State wins 7-3. We did not have a history repeat itself.
Nope, we actually had a reverse repeat of Oregon's win last night.
So after a hard-fought victory on the first map, a pretty clean sweep by Oregon State on the second map, and a 7-3 on the third, Boise State is victorious against Oregon State University. All in all, a good showing. Hopefully Boise State learned that they need more variety out of this, but they won, so they can take away that, hey, at least we can take on Oregon State even after they adapt so well against them.
Yeah, I really think Oregon did have Boise planned out with their repeated comps, but in that last map, they looked kind of lost against Boise, even though Boise was keeping the same strats.
Yeah, even after winning the second map, you think they would be, you know, a bit higher energy and a bit more even aggressive at that point to not kind of fall behind as they have done on the first map. Because we saw them wise up to it on the second map, but sadly they did not continue that momentum on the third map. And Boise continued their momentum this time and was able to get the 7-3. So good on Boise State for winning that matchup against Oregon State.
Yep, you always like to see the Broncos win, but really solid opponents in Oregon State. They definitely kept Boise in their toes.
Yeah, it was a really great matchup from both ends, and I'm really excited to see what we have coming in the future of both of these teams in the current league that we are playing in for fall. And I hope it was a good first cast for you, too.
It was. I really enjoyed casting Siege, especially with you. It's always great. The Washington boys. At it again.
Back at it again. No, but it was a great Siege cast. Sorry, I could not make it for the first map, but made it for this last two, which were definitely, thankfully, not as long.
No, but that first map was definitely very interesting, even though Boise did have to go into overtime. It was definitely a good game from them.
It really was, and not having to go back into overtime, both sides winning consistently, very happy to see it. Thank you all for joining us, though. It was a great cast. I quite enjoyed it. We both enjoyed it, the Washington boys of casting Siege.
Exactly.
We have a title now. It's fine.
Yep.
But I hope you'll join us back here when we cast more later on, either in the evening or later in days. So hope you all have a good night.